What's up, everybody? How we doing? See some chatters already. Good to see some people online. I'm not gonna start immediately. Oh, we got a follow already. Thank you, Samuel, for the follow. We got some other people to talk about actually. We have Italic from earlier today, Trace617, and Joel from earlier. Joel, M8. Oh, Markness as well. Welcome everybody to the stream. Good to see some of the Europeans tonight. Since Merry Weekend, I guess. Obviously Monday, Wednesday, not the nicest time for stream watching, but this is where we can hopefully kick some butt on Fridays. Good to see everybody so far. Welcome back, Penguin, GSC. Flaming Children. Well, that may be on the agenda at some point, but don't want to be too harsh. Everybody has their opinions, and that you got to be respecting and everything. What's up, Prometheus? How we doing? So I don't know what the full agenda is going to be tonight. I think I'm going to send a tweet in a second to talk about what's happening or what we're going to do. I still need to get back with SD or Demon because he was interested in playing earlier, so we're going to do that in a little bit. Tonight starts, I think, a test for me. A test. And what this is to see how well we can do without necessarily having to play a game, I think. Yeah, the gamer sleep schedules certainly can have an impact on some people. Don't worry, I know all about that. Trying to break out of it now, but we'll see exactly how that goes. Was it the video that just hates the combos in MK8D? Because I remember that one recently. It said it's lame, it's boring or something. Because I saw one like that recently that just talked about finding the meta to be lame or something. A lot of people have some strong opinions about the roller tires. I'll just say that. Made a follow-up video. I didn't see that one, but unless it was a video that was just talking about or that was just like blatantly a troll or something like that. Yeah, I think that's Creepy Produce also, who did the follow-up video. That was actually, that may have been the other guy. I'm not certain. I don't know. There's multiple videos to go through. So if you all want to spread the word that we're going to be discussing the Wimmer point of view on MK8 tonight, we can do that. That I think will be an interesting topic. I think it's really important to emphasize that everybody should have the right to defend their favorite game. We're all different, clearly, but I think, and I'll reiterate it later. I think there's an issue when, for me, I don't mind like if you have your opinions and stuff, but for me, I feel like we're at the point where people are legitimately not trying these games very much. So that's where we're at right now. And there's a lot of very easy signals to tell that these people don't really give a chance to these games and stuff. They just play it for a day, maybe two, and they're over it. And with tools like Weemfi or Weemfi, that's what it should actually be because it's like Wi-Fi. People can play these games and stuff and be all about that. Now we're not going to get into the insults data. There's a lot of completely in-shape people that just genuinely like the game, and a lot of them have even played our game and done well at it. Look at Cole. He had a world record, I think, a year into MK8's life. Then again, Cole's mainly just an MK player in general, but that's how I see it. Alright, so I think I'm going to make a tweet saying that I'm live and stuff, so we'll be doing that in a minute, but that's Crow's lounge name, isn't it? Yes, it's always the loudest people are always the ones that are least educated on the issue, I think. And then there's me. I'm a little loud also, but I do think I am educated, so maybe I'm contradicting myself on that. Yeah, I think this will be a fun discussion today because I think it impacts our community in some ways and stuff. Because like you want your game to have like a good reputation, right? I think that's fair to say. A lot of people, I don't, I think it's actually a pretty common opinion, actually. Uh, I think it's pretty common opinion to think that MK8's a bad game, actually. I've seen a lot of those takes. You see almost nobody really going out and attacking MKW or games that are older than that at this point. You know, when MK7 was new, a lot of people were like saying it was just, oh yeah, it's bad and stuff. It's not a good game or anything. But now that it's not the most recent game and it's been that way for quite some time, uh you see really only positive things said about 7 now, especially from the MKW players because you know 7's actually quite similar to MKW. Very similar, I would argue. Yeah, we're gonna change that, Atom Smasher. We're gonna change that for sure. Yeah, the driving suck's an interesting thing because they say that there's no advanced techniques or anything. Obviously, then you get into MK8U, which actually has those advanced techniques, but may end up not being as good or something. Hey, that's the opinion of most. There's some people that love them, some 8U. So, all right, we're gonna make the tweet now. Gonna go do that. I just typed in my Twitch, not Twitter. I think soft drifting is like actually like more relevant in AD than I don't think this is really a controversial opinion. It's by far the game that where soft drifting matters the most. Dang, I see some of you guys actually just came back liking my tweets. So I appreciate that, but we're gonna quote tweet it. Say we may start a little bit early. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on how much dialogue we want to have before really getting started. Well, MKW actually comes at a time. A lot of people forget the context of which MKW came out during, because while we look back at it today and see like all of its advantages and stuff, it was very heavily ridiculed at first by the MK community, which at the time did not have a competitive scene really when it comes to like actual online gameplay. Like, I mean, I guess the DS players like they had a Wi-Fi and stuff, but it was never like truly like full rooms or anything. Actually, that's a great point because I may have to stop the delay because my Elgato has delay. So I'm gonna take a look at how to do that in a second too. Sorry guys, just writing a tweet. Almost done. All right, we're sending that. All right, I gotta figure out how to change my stream delay really quickly, so this could get a little bit funky for a second. I'll play Smash with you again in the future, NATO. SD is my favorite person to play Smash with, however, so I reach out to him more than most. I haven't played Smash too much recently, actually. Well, I'm only part of like one. I'm really only part of one major community, but I guess I am known in like most of the MK scenes. Not as much in the older games, but Discord Discovery could be helping. I haven't actually. You know what? I'm gonna take a look at how many members MKC server has now. We reached 7K somewhat recently, so we got to Discovery and stuff. We've only gained 600 people. I'm not sure if like the analytics have been super high since then, but it's nice to be out there, I guess. So we'll see that. Thanks, Dylan, for doing that a like. I'm not sure how many people will end up seeing it. Regardless, if you're just getting in, welcome everybody. we're going to maybe laugh at the Weem perspective. Maybe it'll be valid. I watched the video a really long time ago, but I don't really remember anything about it. I just remember getting to the end and thinking, man, I wish I could respond to this and have the platform to really have a meaningful response to it. So we're here now, and we're going to do it. Maybe everybody else can kind of give their opinion too, but let's not be toxic. At the end of the day, he's a content creator, and he has his own opinion. Maybe lounge tonight, but I don't actually know. I don't know. I don't know for certain. If SD is not readily available, we may just go to that. If not, be playing Smash with him. Maybe we'll just hang out and talk. I don't know how many people will actually want to hang out at that time. Maybe we'll get more viewers once we get started. Excuse me. More people want to get into the toxicity part. Now, another reason why I think that this will be another reason why I would like to do it is in a sense, you also want to create content for YouTube and stuff also, and this is a way that I can do it, obviously. Now, you can do it live in a sense, but as a result, you get like a concentrated focus on a subject, and because of that, we'll be able to actually have a topic that's worth YouTube, because I'm not the kind of guy that's just like gameplay centric. It's just like, if you upload, I think you have to have a reason to upload. And I think the channel that we're going to cover does this pretty well, because most of his channel is just gameplay with a twist. It's not just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play, because like who's gonna watch like random worldwide races? Not many people, I think. But when you do things of a twist or something, even if it's like, even some people consider it cheap content, it's like, oh yeah, every time I get green shelled, it's like it's the next race or something, and then you have to get through all the footage or something like that. So yeah, I could see it being interesting in that regard. All right, I'm gonna take a look at the delay and stuff, because I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it's in Elgato settings. So all right, the sound's gonna desync for a second, but do not be worried by it. At least I think it's going to. I know I'm not pressing the Elgato. I'm pressing cam. All right, the sound's going to desync for a second. All right, my delay currently is 500. Uh-oh. The sound is probably off right now, so let's fix that. Advanced audio properties, desktop, and mic. Oh, my desktop audio is delayed also, but you obviously like want to watch the video at the same time, so we're just going to do now, 0. All right, we should be back. But sound good? Hopefully I sound good. Welcome to everybody who's just tuning in now, whether you come from Twitter or somewhere else, or you just wrote down the mental note from earlier of what you want to do. We're going to talk about MK8 today, and by default a little bit of MKWii, because, MKWii is typically the game where the criticism of MK8 comes from, so obviously you're going to have a little bit of comparison, because, console game with 12 players and Wi-Fi, console game with 12 players and Wi-Fi. So, yeah, the comparisons are going to be pretty natural, I would say. So, still got 10 minutes, I think, before I'm really going to get started here, but then again, I don't know if I should really ask it, because I think if you guys are watching me now, you all probably have the same opinion. You all like MK8 enough, but did any of you guys actually play MKWii in its heyday? Like, when it was active, did you play, like, and if you did, when, like, what era is it? Like, was it the golden age, the 2009s, early 2010, or was it mainly just after the International League started? I'm curious. Or did you play it at all? Or, dude, it's crazy to think there may be some people that actually started playing MKWii online after Weem started, which is crazy. Yeah, obviously not competitive, very late. Yeah, for me, I was a. So if you guys follow anything I do, like, I personally play the new MK games when they're new. for the most part. So, when MK7 was out, I played MK7, etc. But when MKWe is out, that was early in the game's life, so I played it then. Because obviously it was still new and fresh. And I do have to admit that it was the one that probably kept me engaged for the longest amount of time. And 8D slowly catching up to that. I haven't got tired of 8D yet, really, which is surprising because it had the disadvantage of having the same tracks of 8U. But I could definitely feel the burnout on 7 and 8. Dang, got a lot of replies here. Let's take a look at everything. It's not time to flame MKWe yet, Jamie, but it depends on how much of a homer this guy is. I don't remember, really. Yeah, when you're 6, it's pretty reasonable, I guess, to just play it very casually and stuff. Everybody had a Wii, man. 2010 to 2012, that was a period in which I played it a lot. Even when 7 came out, that's when I got into CTs and stuff, and that made it pretty interesting also. So, when did you start playing MKWe, Blaze? Favorite game of all time? Now, I'm not willing to say that MKWe is my favorite game of all time, but it is the game that I have played the most in my life, and there's a lot of good reasons for that, because I think you can't really judge single-player and multiplayer games on the same wavelength, I guess. Because single-player games, that's like an experience that comes to an end, but multiplayer games tend to be more open-ended. You could argue that stuff like Minecraft, etc. Okay, I think it's Mana. It's like Secret of Mana. Sorry, I'm bad with pronunciations. I'm just going to hope I got it right. If you see me in the chat and I mispronounce it incorrectly, feel free to correct me. Do not feel bad about it. Thank you for the follow, though. I appreciate it. Yeah, Jamie got MKWe late and kind of became pretty good at it. He's a Randy, though. He played MK7 Airship Fortress and lied about his top 10 time. So Blaze got it Christmas of 2008, but did not play comp for a while. Yeah, it may have been that way for a lot of people, because everybody kind of had a Wii at that one time. No, I'm talking about Jamie, not you. Talking about Jamie there. Man, SD, why do you gotta disappear? I wanted SD to watch some of this. What's up, Darren? How we doing? We're talking about your game now, since you're a big MKWe fan now. Maybe not your game as much as MK8, but the comparison is going to be very much a discussion of interest. Feel you on that, Tynan. For me, it's just like I was 12 when it came out, I think, and that's like right when you start wanting to explore like more than just like more. Yeah, that's when like you're smart enough, I guess, to realize that there's going to be higher forms of competition and stuff. You don't just like randomly stop playing. Like when I was really young, I didn't think much about games at all. Like I thought I'd beat Super Mario World because I didn't know how to finish Donut Plains 2. And I was like, oh yeah, it must be impossible because I can't just continue going right here without falling off, so the game must be over. I don't know, Darren. You could like both, maybe. I would argue that liking both just gives you an appreciation of both and where they're strong in each regard. I respect the opinion of the people that have actually played both games substantially. Those are the ones that I think you fit into the crowd of people that I think are most equipped to actually discuss the comparison, I guess. And I don't think there's a lot of those people, to be honest. Xander is probably the person with the most validated opinion here. Played both and hated both. I mean, that's your opinion that you're entitled to it, but it makes me question why you want to come to the stream. Maybe you're just hoping that I give both a hard time, maybe? We'll see. I think if I had to guess, Xander probably prefers MKWe. Because, I don't know if it has to do with, like, the scene still existing, and, like, because, like, he was active in AU, too. So, he doesn't play that anymore, but I wonder if a lot of it's just like, oh, the community's kind of done with 8U now. Because I know Jamie liked 8U a lot, too, but doesn't really play it anymore because the community's kind of out on it. The "you're all wrong," the claim of that is, I mean, you can have that opinion, but I want to hear someone to back it up, or else we'll both gang up on you. I'd say Casper probably has some good insight at this point too. Yeah. Oh, Casper's opinion of 8U, which was his original game in the scene, I believe, not too high anymore, but that may be because MKW exposed 8U in a sense, or maybe 8D even. Now, I'm eventually going to get around to doing a full analysis of 8U, actually. I did the intro on it, and I raise a question in it. Can you think that something is worse, but still believe that it is worth playing? And I think the answer is yes, because I didn't think that 8U was the best game of all time when it came out, but I appreciated a lot about it, and that made me want to play it for a few years. I don't think it was ever going to be something permanent. Matter of fact, I love 8D as a game way more than 8U, but I still believe that like I'm going to burn out on it, and we may be a year out, so who knows? That's why I'm hoping for MK9. You know what? I have an idea. I had this idea earlier. I'm gonna make a tweet later about what you all want at E3 and what you think are reasonable expectations, and maybe we can talk about that on Monday. I think that'd be a fun subject. So keep my Twitter in your head, and we'll get to that eventually. Then we can talk about E3 on Monday, the day before. And I'm also going to stream E3, my live reactions and everything. So y'all can come online after the direct and make fun of me when MK9 doesn't happen. Because it's probably like a 70% chance that happens. But I think that it is a somewhat reasonable chance at the moment. Maybe you guys can all post some clown emotes when it happens. But until then, we can still be hopeful. Also, by the way, I just want to get this on record. Dry Ruins from MKW is going to be an MK9. I'm not going to. It's classified information. I'm not supposed to leak it, but they don't know that I have the information. It's going to be an MK9, though. Save this right now. I'm not happy about it because I don't like the track, but just accept it. It's going to happen. So that's my bold claim for the evening. That I'll explain more later. You all think I'm just crazy. It's just straight. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, Wario Stadium's going to come back, but that's too obvious. That's too obvious, I think. But Dry Ruins will be in the game, and that's not obvious, but it's going to happen. Book it. All right, I recognize this name from, but you guys are challenging me with these pronunciations. Is it Yasin? Yasin? I don't know. I've read the name so many times, so I apologize. I say things incorrectly for so long without really even thinking about it, but I see a hey. If you can pronounce your name, I would feel so much better, and then I can refer to it every time. But yeah, but thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Oh, we got another one. Sabi Kababi, is that it? I don't know if this is Sabi. I don't know if this is just a complete meme account because it very well could be. AC. All right, I feel like okay. Here we go. AC. I know you all are just trying to get clips of me at some point. Hello, AC Yuki-chan. Thank you for the follow as well. Thank you everybody for that matter. I do have a raid notice actually, so if you all want to raid, oh yeah, please remind me to raid somebody tonight. That's like one of the fun parts about being a streamer is you get to drop like 30 new users onto somebody's Twitch, and that could be very fun. Yuki, yeah. Thank you for letting me know there. I appreciate it. Yeah. I don't know what Yas. You just capitalize the yes. We're just gonna go with Yasin. Oh, Luna, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. We got 10 people. We're about to start. Okay, maybe I don't have raid notifications on. Let's take a look. Streamlabs real quick. I'm pretty sure I do though. Okay, let's take a look. Alert box. I'm gonna test a raid real quick. Whoa, 504. I'm just kidding. That's me. See, we got raid notice on. We got it on. Why you gotta be like that, Darren? That's rip. I don't know, like I don't know how it works really. I'm still a new streamer. I'm still a noob. All right, we're gonna start in 1 minute. Glad that we got up to 30 though for this. Hopefully we can climb the ladder as we start to become more toxic eventually. MK8 for the first time recently. Dang, chat is a buzzing right now. Good to see everybody up to 38. Wow. Haven't even started gameplay yet, so cool to see people getting online. And follower growth is starting to look like it's going to happen next week at this rate. I think we started the week at 420. Not going to say Mr. 118's name, but yeah. All right, let's start taking a look at what we may be doing in a sec. All right, does this look good? All right. So we have the video up right now in theater mode. You can see Scott the Waz in the bottom. Great content creator. Actually puts effort in, so I respect it. We're going to talk about why MK8's overrated today, everybody. We're going to watch the video, and we're going to discuss it. So get ready for that in just a minute. Getting close to getting started, so. I can be affiliate. I was in HDN MK7 for a while. I think I remember this, but I wasn't. I remember Savvy from MK7, but not. And then there's like a different Savvy that appeared, and that confused me for a little bit. So we're gonna talk about this creepy produce video. Yeah, we're going for content right here. We're going to go through it, and I think a lot of it's going to be bad. But I want to point out something also. So I guess let's officially get into let's officially get into the topic, I guess. This guy got canceled? Are you serious? Dude, this makes me so pissed now. I thought we were going to like have like an honest dialect and stuff. That makes me not want to do it, because then we're like giving him a voice and stuff. But then again, his video's still up and can still be talked about. Ah, man, dude. Dude, this is upsetting. Should we do it? We could always look at a different video and stuff. But I didn't prepare for that. I didn't hear about it, dude. I don't pay attention to MKW stuff whatsoever. Now, I don't want to be toxic for the sake of being toxic, but I do kind of want to okay, we're gonna do it. Okay. I need to set some ground rules though. I want to set some ground rules. Yeah, we don't have to mention the person at all. So again, so okay, well let's some ground rules first. There are some streamers out there that breed toxicity. They'll go after somebody, you know. It's kind of in the news recently. It's kind of in the news recently. Now I don't endorse the hacks video or the hacks Leffen thing. I don't know who actually watched all of that. It was very interesting though. I think the video got taken down. The video got taken down, but you know, what in hacks was kind of crazy like in this drama, but he pretty much said that people are terrified of messing with Leffen on Twitter, for instance. And somebody posted a meme image, and it's just like the scariest thing you can see on Smash Twitter is just somebody stating a Smash opinion, and then you just see Leffen about to respond or something. And I wouldn't recommend, but it's Smash drama, it's whatever. So I would say that I don't want to be the kind of content creator that like states an opinion and a crowd of people just follows my opinion like the gospel and just like flames whoever we target and stuff. I don't want to do that. I want to have a discourse about what was said. I don't want to attack anybody's character because that's not good, and we can be better than that. And I trust all of you to be mature about that. Do not be toxic if we evaluate people's videos like this in the future, or even now. I don't care what kind of person he is. We're simply going to look at the subject material and evaluate it. Now, I guess with that disclaimer out of the way, let's talk about what I think may or may not be an issue in the scene to talk about. So, I think that, okay, obviously a lot of people can have their opinions and stuff. I think there's a lot of people out there that will play an MK game. I know a lot of you probably watched on MK Roadmaps recently. If you haven't watched anything on that channel, by the way, I highly recommend it. Some very interesting content there. I may interview on it later. We'll see. But MK Roadmaps, they had a interview with some SMK players, and they had their opinion on what constitutes a good Mario Kart game. Did not include anything that we're going to be talking about today. None whatsoever. But they had their opinion. SMK is the best 1v1 most competitive of MK game, and most of us probably think it's ludicrous. Now, SMK is very good in its own right, and a lot of people have valid reason to believe it's the best MK. Just probably not a lot of us believe that. The point is that people are going to have their preferences, and if they all talk about that, then or if they all believe that and stuff, and they've played all the other games, they can have a valid opinion. So, yeah, we can pretty much people are going to have their opinions and stuff, and they're valid and stuff. But the thing that I do worry about is when people have opinions that are not very fair to the game to begin with. And that this can come out when you see things such as blatant misinformation or potentially over-exaggeration of something that's bad or over-exaggeration of something's good for another game. There are some people that are going to say that this is a reason this is good, but if it was something that was bad for the other game, maybe their opinion is different. And I just want to talk about the actual subjects that are brought up to begin with and discuss what makes it a good or a bad take. So, we're going to go through this and just talk about what's good, what's bad, what's valid, etc. Is he being fair to the game? Is this a good take of why MK8's overrated or bad? Yeah, for instance, the Cuba guy brings up complaining about Lakitu in 8U was a disaster for the MK community. Now, obviously, Troy is probably the biggest MK content creator. Sorry, Darren, I don't want to come across that way. Troy's the biggest content creator we have, really, in MK, I believe. I think he's bigger than just about anybody else I can think about. And obviously, his takes hold weight and stuff. Now, when he has an opinion that's like Lakitu ruins 8U because like it just gets Mancor's big, but I think Troy is larger still. But when Troy has an opinion, Lakitu's bad and stuff, it's almost like a hive mind and stuff that will follow with him and agree with him on that. And that can be opinion, but is it valid? Because I was having this conversation with Soldier earlier, and he's like, yeah, a lot of people said Lakitu is bad, but MK8's had no glitches whatsoever, really. When you think about it, we don't have to have really separate leaderboards, and don't really worry about that stuff. We don't really even have glitch rules in our tracks and stuff, and I think there's value to that as well. So on the other side of the coin, Lakitu can be good in a lot of ways too. So yeah, so a lot of stuff like that we're going to talk about. Anyway, we're going to get started now. Feel free to comment. Let's not be toxic, remember. We're just going over we're just going over the video, etc., and we'll see how it's good. So let's get started.
Okay, so there's been this weird assumption going around recently that, I don't like Mario Kart 8 that much. And I don't know where you guys got that idea because, I've never said directly that I hate Mario Kart 8. I've made a few Mario Kart 8 videos in the past, but I never really said that I specifically hate it. So it's a bit confusing. So I wanted to kind of address that today. Now, I'm not here to answer whether or not that assumption is true or not, but I am here to tell you guys why I don't like Mario Kart 8 and just the reasons I...
All right, so I'm sorry, I can't help myself on this one. So I believe he said, I'm not going to say whether or not I like the game, or... Okay. I'm sorry, I have to hear this again.
whether or not that assumption is true or not.
Whether or not that assumption is true or not.
To tell you guys why I don't like Mario Kart 8.
But here I am telling you why I don't like it. All right.
And just the reasons I prefer Mario Kart Wii over Mario Kart 8. And I know these reasons have been discussed by a lot of Mario Kart Wii players in the past, but a lot of people always seem to ask me why I truly hate Mario Kart 8 still.
So we are admitting that we do like MK8, so we definitely have answered the question, I assume. So, yeah, we definitely know it's not scripted, so let's just get into it.
It's people always accuse me, oh, it's just nostalgia or something else. It's just some personal bias. It has nothing to do with the quality of the game, which just isn't true. Like, if I really was just nostalgic for this game, I would probably not be playing it as much as I am today. Like, I did in 2018 when I first came back to the game, I would say, yes, I did come back for nostalgia, but I really stayed because I genuinely like Mario Kart Wii and I care about this game.
All right, so I buy this just to start. The thing is, yeah, DKC2 music. I think it's Sticker Bush Symphony. I think. I mean, I think nostalgia is a good thing to have personally, and if we're going to, I mean, a lot of people still play MK8 today, and I don't think that's nostalgia because nostalgia is going to, like you go back to an old game and you realize it's not as good as you thought it was and stuff. I mean, if people are still playing it today, then certainly it's got to have some good quality. So I would say that's probably reasonable.
And I really think it is the best Mario Kart ever created. So
it's a valid opinion.
I'm not here to discuss why Mario Kart Wii is so great.
Opinion.
Specifically, though, here just to talk about why I don't play Mario Kart 8, why I don't like Mario Kart 8, even though it is the newest game in the series. And a lot of people think,
still the newest
on paper, like, why wouldn't you like Mario Kart 8? It has the most characters. It's the most balanced. It has the most tracks. Like, if you just look at the front page of it, it looks like a great game, you know? But if you really go into it, you can really see that Mario Kart 8 is highly overrated in my opinion.
Oh, yes.
In this video specifically, I will be talking about both Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U and the deluxe port on the Switch.
Now, this is going to cause some problems, surely, because we won't know exactly what he's talking about at all times and stuff. Hopefully he acknowledges it, but we'll see when we get there. But yeah, sorry, I'm going to catch up on the chat real quick. There's like 2 no lap count glitches. I don't know, there may be. I don't know for certain, but we'll see.
I do like certain things about the Wii U version better, and I like things about the deluxe version better, and I feel like there's distinct differences, and so I think it's important to talk about both, so that's what I will be doing.
Alright. We done with the intro?
Okay, so first thing I want to talk about in this video is the character roster in Mario Kart 8 and 8 Deluxe.
Okay. Now, I don't like the character roster debate very much to begin with. I'm just gonna say it right now. Personally, I think when you're comparing characters and stuff, it doesn't really matter that much in MK because like they all functionally play the same. Like they have different stats, yeah, but it's like, you know, like in Smash, obviously, like your movesets are very different. Somebody's down B may be like Bowser's, where he just like flies down, and others may be a counter. Like they're completely different. So, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get into the reasoning why I think that's probably a bad debate because I've heard this all the time. I like go at people on Twitter. I need to stop. Funky Kong does carry, but yeah, I mean. The point is, character roster does not matter when you like want to play like past like picking it up every once in a while for fun and stuff. But if you're like playing it seriously, the character roster just does not matter. But let's get into it, I guess, and hopefully the rest is about something else.
The character roster is probably something that most people are going to agree on. I know a lot of Mario Kart 8 players that still hate the roster. I don't think that's something that's really highly defended.
Yeah, there's a lot that
and a lot of people talk about it, so I'll try to keep this as brief as possible. But really, I see the roster split up into 3 different sections. Or I guess 4. But the 3 sections of characters that I don't like. And the one is the baby characters. Yeah, I hate them just as much in Mario Kart Wii as I hate them in Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has an extra one, though, and that's just really annoying to have 5 baby characters.
Look, like here's the thing. I don't think Baby Rosa being in the game hurts you personally, but to each their own, really. Like, if she's there, like, I don't think that's a negative as much as it is, like, it doesn't matter, it doesn't hurt or help, but okay, let's go on. That's irrelevant.
Second category is the clone characters. There are just so many clones in this game that it's actually terrible. Like, I'd much...
Sorry, I got that. Go, man, thank you for hosting with one viewer. I know you're just messing around, but thank you for making your presence known and disrupting the video. All right, let's get back into it.
I'd rather have quality over quantity. And then the third category, terrible. Like, I'd much rather have quality over quantity.
All right, so I'm sorry. I said I wouldn't do a lot about the character roster at all, but here's the thing. Here's the thing about that take. The quality and quantity argument is really kind of hysterical to me because, you know, if you want to go, if you want to talk about the most quality Smash roster, then it's probably Smash 64, which has 11 completely deserving characters. But you can't tell me you wouldn't rather have Ultimate. And obviously that's an extreme example, but just keep in mind, it's like, when it comes to a character roster, nobody's forcing you to play all these characters. Like, simply having options is completely fine. It's like, if this character's in the game and you don't want to use them, fine, but like, their existence doesn't drag the game down. It's not like in Smash where like, you fight against a character and you really hate their playstyle or anything, because like, all the characters kind of play the same. So really, clones should not be like dinks on like the score of the game, really, whatsoever. But you know, whatever.
And then the third category is characters that aren't even Mario characters, like Link,
Funky Kong,
Inklings,
Diddy Kong,
Isabella, Villager,
yeah.
Just all those characters that aren't even Mario related in Mario Kart 8. I just find it sad when I'm looking at rosters like Mario Super Sluggers or Super Mario Party or even like Mario Tennis Aces,
yeah,
and just all these other Mario.
I actually want to emphasize really quickly also that I don't think any MK game has really had a great roster. So I'm not really defending 8 here as much as I know like he's just going to turn around and say the MK Wii roster is great. Funky Kong definitely isn't, though. Waster roster slot is kind of like meme worthy take, but yeah, I mean I can agree. All these games have better rosters, but again, we'll see. Gotta go back to the video.
Mario games just have like amazing rosters without any clones or anything like that. And yeah, I know Mario Super Sluggers does have
When's Hammer Bro and
baby
MK
characters, but there's just so many cool and unique characters in the Mario universe. It really sucks to see that, you know, they're just giving us like Kooplings and, you know, just Dry Bowser back and Pink Gold Peach and just other characters nobody.
I'm not going to take Koopling slander because they're 100% Mario characters and they're from like the best Mario games, at least 2D games. So there's that. Man, you know what, guys? I think he's right. I kind of want to punch my computer now because Link's in MK8 and that just really makes me upset. But
he asks for, like, I would probably rather just have the Mario Kart 64 roster than have the Mario Kart 8 roster at this point. Literally, just give me the Mario Kart 64.
That doesn't make sense is the thing. Because if you look at the MK8 roster, like, is it in here somewhere? Like, he definitely put it in here. Yeah, there it is. Like, that take does not make any sense. Because look, boom, 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 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You literally have the MK64 roster in the game already, and then all these other, like, are all these other. It doesn't make the game worse. It really does not. But okay, that's a bad take.
Yeah, I know Mario Super Slugger, just like Kooplings, other rosters. Just they always try to like make the roster. They try to make it seem bigger than the last game, just, you know, for the advertisements.
Yeah, I can see
more
that
characters.
actually.
You know, so when they advertise it, it's like, oh, this has the most characters, but in reality, if you take away like all the clone characters, like it really is pretty similar to like the amount of characters that Mario Kart Wii has, just because of how many they added the metal variations and, you know, the cat power-ups of Mario and Peach, I think. Yeah. One of them, yeah, Mario's the Tanuki one, that's right. And then, like, I don't know, there's just so many that if you got rid of them all, you know, Mario Kart Wii has just such an amazing roster. Like, sure, there are some baby characters. Sure, you have Dry Bowser, who's like the only clone character, but
this is the first
you have so
argument.
Many other cool characters, and yeah, I think this is kind of where Mario Kart 8 Deluxe shines a little bit more because they added more characters that are actually like characters people like King Boo, Dry Bones, and Bowser Jr. back.
Yeah.
Rather than, you know, Mario Kart 8, which just kind of is filled with characters that nobody likes and kind of just cut a lot of the characters people liked in Mario Kart Wii. So I really would have preferred quality over quantity in the roster.
It doesn't make
really
sense
just
for a
sucks
character
to look
roster.
At how
it sucks to
the
look
roster
at.
just looks like a mess, honestly, in Mario Kart 8. So another thing I want to talk about in Mario Kart 8 is the vehicles.
All right, we'll get to that in a second. The last thing I really want to say about the character roster is I think that you could definitely make a good argument that MK8's roster is worse than it should have been. Absolutely worse than it should have been, actually. But when you're like comparing it to, so I guess since the video is about MK8, that can be a pretty valid opinion. I would say it's disappointing, correct? But when you like, like if you're comparing it to MK Wii's on its own, it's not like it's not like it's a downgrade. I mean, you're missing 3 characters that were MKW, and then you have like a ton of others like Lakitu and Shy Guy, and Shy Guy's so cool that he took over the lounge and stuff. Yeah, Honey Queen and I liked Wiggler a lot. Honey Queen I'm okay with, but a lot of people like Honey Queen, so. Dang, got a lot of people in the chat right now. We're going to talk about vehicles in a second, I guess. Dang, I'm not going to get to all these messages. I'm sorry. I'm just like trying to focus. I'm trying to focus on the chat and everything, but man, there's so much. I'm sorry. I'll try to read stuff as I see it, but I can't make any promises right now, or else we'll be here all night.
And the vehicle diversity in that game. Now, obviously, you don't just pick a vehicle. You have to like customize like the wheels, with the body of the vehicle, and the glider, which I guess some would say that adds a little more strategy, but I think it's just a useless feature in my opinion. I don't think anyone really cares. So I think it's just kind of unnecessary.
I think this is a good take, actually. I think it's a pretty good take, because if you really think about it, like the whole like build your own combo and stuff doesn't really have any substance. You just choose roller tires, you choose probably a glider. It doesn't really matter, and then the card and character matters. So like, yeah, I mean, this is a decent take, I think.
But that's not what I really hate the most. The thing I hate the most is that they made all the vehicles so similar in Mario Kart 8, and it kind of makes sense why they did that. Like, I guess you could see, because in Mario Kart Wii, it's not very balanced. There's only a few viable vehicles out of like the 32 vehicles or something in the game. But that's because they're all different and they all play differently. Like if you play with the Piranha Prowler, you're gonna have a way different experience than you're gonna have with the Magic Cruiser. And then you'll have a different experience, with the Shooting Star, the Spear, the Flame Runner. And there's just so much diversity. Like seriously, switch from playing Inside Drift to playing Outside Drift. It feels so different. Like,
I mean, isn't Inside Drift and Outside Drift like pretty different? Like in MK, I don't like this one at all, because I think that the diversity is like pretty much equivalent. Like maybe it's like slightly more in MKW, but I really don't think it's that. Yeah, I don't think it's like, yeah, Inward Drift is in MK8D. I guess, I mean, I think what he wants to say is that bikes are more fun in MKW. Like probably. Yeah, we'll just go with that. I don't think that this is correct. There's some that are like slightly different, because I guess like some like you don't need to use standstill mini turbo and stuff. Like you can't tell me with a straight face that you're rolling up like to a race on the Piranha Prowler with good intentions of winning. So like, yeah, I don't know. I don't like this one too much.
Like playing between carts and bikes and the different bikes, and it's just so insane. But Mario Kart 8 doesn't have any of that. It's all the same, which you may think, oh well, it's more balanced, so the game is better. But what's the point of the game being balanced if there's no diversity in the vehicles anyway? Like, if I seriously played a bunch of different vehicles in Mario Kart 8, and they all feel so similar. Like, yes, there are some differences, but they seriously all feel so similar. I don't understand.
It's probably because of the tires,
like,
also, to be fair,
of them being balanced if there's no differences. Like, so what if we're all playing Flame Runner or Mach Bike in Mario Kart Wii? Like, in Mario Kart 8, you're all just going to be playing, like, different vehicles that feel the same anyway. It's like, there's no diversity.
Yeah, sure.
And in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they adjusted the stats of all the vehicles to make them even more similar. So it matters even less.
This is kind of a non-take, I think. Which, like, I don't really see like why this is a make or break argument personally, but let's just continue going with it. I don't really have much to say on this one. I don't think it's really that meaningful of like a take, really. I don't think there is much difference to begin with anyway.
I don't think being balanced matters if there's not really a difference in the first place. It's basically cosmetic at that point.
I mean, yeah.
Now, I know that it was definitely a problem in Mario Kart Wii, and I don't think that it should be exactly the same, like, having broken vehicles or whatever. But the way I would do it is like I think people care more about like what
Kevin, let's
character
not
they
get to
play
that.
as
Let's
rather
not get
than
to
what
that.
vehicle. So what
It's his
maybe I
video.
would do
It's fine.
is make the characters cosmetic and then make the vehicles have different stats. And
Yeah,
you
I think
know,
that's
like
cool.
it doesn't
I think that's a
matter
good idea. Do it like
if
MKT.
something's unbalanced because you know
Let's go
it's
Persona
different
5
play
music.
styles. If everyone plays the same vehicles, whatever, and then you can have like the characters, so people are still playing as different characters, and it's all different, you know. And then you could still have the 3 weight classes like.
MKT actually proved that they could put 100 characters in the game if they want. They're just too lazy. Like, don't get it wrong. Like, these characters don't actually play differently. They could 100% put it in. But the only reason why they didn't do it up to this point is because having 100 characters is a moneymaker for MKT. So, yeah.
Like obviously, because if you had like, you know, it wouldn't make sense for like Dry Bowser to have the same weight as Toadette. So you know, you have the 3 different weight categories, and then you have all
I'm not going
different
to monetize
vehicles,
this
you
video,
have
so
different
it's
types of
fine.
vehicles for those weight classes that all have the same stats. And I don't know if that's the solution, but I feel like that's a way better solution than just kind of balancing them all to have very similar stats. So anyway, that's just my opinion. Now,
one thing I will say about this is I think that there can be some validity to what he's saying here, because as a sequel to MK8, probably not Raw Darren, but I don't know, you never know. The thing to consider here is that MK8's a sequel to MKWii, so like it's actually fine to have higher expectations for it. So therefore, like saying like they should have done this, like even though you could obviously say they should have done it well in MKWii too. I think it's kind of valid, but again, I don't think this is like a deal breaker or makes the game like bad or something, but we'll see.
going more into the bikes in Mario Kart Wii are obviously very broken. They're very overpowered. And that's one of the things people don't like about Mario Kart Wii is that bikes are just so strong.
I think a lot of people like
that
it,
they
actually.
dominate the meta. Like if you cannot play a
it.
kart competitively, like if you're in the top level or even like decently high, like in worldwides, you're just gonna have a much harder time playing with karts, just because bikes have 2 things that make them really unique: wheelies and inside drifting. And not every bike has inside drifting, but even an outside drifting bike is pretty good against a kart. Most karts actually. But not only bikes are really strong, but they're also really fun to use. Like it is really satisfying to use a inside drifting bikes with wheelies, and it's just a lot of fun. It's just a fun, unique, different way to play Mario Kart that you can't really experience anywhere else.
That's true, actually. Now, bikes in MK... So, one thing that I think is actually good about MKWii is that bikes are absolutely broken. And that sounds like a little stupid at first. Like, obviously, you want to have balance, but you want to bring karts up, not nerf bikes. You know, that's kind of like a theory in like a lot of other games and stuff, is that you don't fix, like, I guess, tier list by nerfing characters. You fix it by buffing other characters. So, for me, I'm actually all for bikes being broken in MKWii. It's just like they blatantly did not even play test the carts, because if they did, they would have played DK's Jungle Parkway, the turn after the cannon, and they would have been like, oh yeah, this just doesn't work. But they blatantly did not do that, so.
And, you know, obviously these were very overpowered, but it was very fun. So what did Mario Kart 8 do? In Mario Kart 8, they nerfed the bikes to not have either one of these outstanding attributes that made them unique and fun, which was inside drifting and wheelies.
I mean, they definitely still have inside drifting, but they did change it enough that I guess this is fair.
Now, obviously, there needed to be some balance because karts were not viable, but nerfing bikes and taking away their core features, it was just not the way to go, in my opinion.
I agree. I actually agree with this. You don't nerf bikes as much as you want to just buff karts. Like, you never know. Maybe 8U's like actually a balanced game if they keep the wheelies and stuff, but then at the same time, fire hopping's just a thing. But obviously, I think they did not know about fire hopping. So they probably thought that they just need to make karts faster in general, and then you end up with a game where karts just absolutely dismantle bikes in every way possible. And yeah, the karts on bikes are kind of balanced in Deluxe, but yeah.
And, you know, I feel like it would have been better if they had given the karts some sort of special ability, because then it would have really made it exciting of like whether you're picking, you know, a kart or a bike, because they both have completely different play styles and completely how you play the game. Now, they obviously didn't do that. Instead, what they did was they nerfed bikes to just not have any of these things, which, you know, made them more balanced to karts, but it's just not fun. You know, it's just not as fun to control a bike in Mario Kart 8 as it is in Mario Kart Wii.
This is an opinion, but I think it's a pretty common one, so there's that. And yeah, I think I think obviously fire hopping is like the way to go and stuff, but they just did not include it, I guess.
And now they're essentially the same. So, like, why does it even matter?
I don't think they're
why
the
do you even
same,
have
though.
differences
They
in
definitely
bikes?
play
like,
differently.
I know that bikes do have some sort of weird.
Actually, you're right,
style
Jamie. They
grid
did have
that's
SMT.
not exactly like karts, but really, it's just it doesn't feel any more fun to ride a bike.
Yeah, that's the thing, Darren. That's like kind of the thing here. It's like you should definitely have your opinion, and it's definitely a valid opinion. I think MKW is better, but the whole discourse of this conversation is being controlled by people that I don't believe have put the requisite amount of time to make these comparisons for.
Than it does to ride in a kart in Mario Kart 8, and I think just nerfing them to be the same was just the completely wrong approach. And I think this is definitely one of the biggest things that Mario Kart Wii players don't like about Mario Kart 8. Alright, next thing I want to talk about is items and like everything item related in Mario Kart 8.
This is where it gets good, I imagine.
I'm going to have to talk a little bit differently about Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe here because they are both very different, but I think they both didn't really do it well. So first let's talk about Mario Kart 8 on Wii U. Okay, so instead of having, you know, so in Mario Kart in general, except for like Double Dash, you have one item slot, you hold the items, and when you hold your item out,
we're going to talk about first place here.
You get another spot for another item.
Yes.
And I think this is really good because it allows you to hold multiple shells,
I agree,
multiple bananas, and just let you have defense in general. But not allowing you to hold like a bullet and a star or anything like that. So it's not like, you know, overpowered. But Mario Kart 8 doesn't let you do this.
Yeah,
Mario Kart 8,
MK8 should get criticized for this.
And if you hold like out your banana or shell, it still takes up the slot in your inventory, which means you cannot hold more than one item.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing on MK8's part.
Because
I agree.
It basically just makes it so the races are just so much less interesting, and it really takes away from any kind of strategy. So it's really hard to get like many items in play. Like I've played.
I don't think it's as much of a strategy reason because, like, let's be real here. It's not really hard to just play defensively, as the great FLC would just once put it. But it does buff first place when you have more options. But what's ironic here is that I think first place may have been more broken in 8U than like any other game before it. So maybe it didn't matter too much in the end, and they would have just been like giving superpowers to whoever's in first. But yeah, I would agree that you generally want at least more options in front.
So many races online in Mario Kart 8 where I just front run the entire time because there just aren't that many items in play. And
so this is he kind of just answered his own question here. It's like, well, why can't first place have this strategy element of having two items at once? And then he mentions, oh yeah, well, I just front run and never lose because there's not enough items in play. And I think that in a sense, maybe it would have been overkill in 8U anyway. Yeah, I mean, Mello just wins no matter what from what I've seen in 8U Lounge. It's just like, you just drive, you front run, and nobody can stop you, and that's even with pulling coins every set, so.
It just gets really boring after a while, and it's just really frustrating.
That's where the tech, I think, comes in.
And not to mention
makes
the
it
coins,
more fun, I would say.
Like, all right, let's go over that, because...
let's go over coins.
Obviously, I think everyone can agree that the Thundercloud is the worst item in Mario Kart history.
All right, cool.
But I think for the second worst item, we can easily say it's the coin. Nobody likes the coin, okay? I hate coins in Mario Kart in general, like, so even like Mario Kart 7, I hate coins, but it's even worse in Mario Kart 8 with the coin item.
It is. I would say it's worse in MK8 than MK7. I think coins aren't inherently bad. I just think that people feel like, yeah, Blooper could be debatably worse and stuff. Like, the coin is useful. That's like the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand. Like, there are situations where you actually want coins in these games. Not really 8U, but like in 8D, like getting a coin first set a lot of the time is like actually like the best pull, because that can be the difference between you like actually front running an entire race and also just or also just caught up to or trailed or something like that. TC's back, man. You do not want TC's back. I know you're trolling, but like we don't want that back. That was a disaster.
Because if you're front running and you only have one slot, and you keep getting coins. I swear, I always get coins.
Yeah.
And in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, like, you can be front running and get double coins, which is just the stupidest thing.
Yeah,
like,
this is why this is why I remembered this video, isn't it? Yeah.
And get double coins, which is just the stupidest thing. Like, because you can hold 2 item slots in that game.
Look at the item wheel in this
which
process.
Is just the stupidest thing.
It's like blatantly lagging.
2 item slots in that game, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
All right, guys, this is where it gets bad. This is where it gets bad. See, what was just claimed here is exactly my point from earlier about people that don't play the game for over 30 minutes, because. It's at this point where you realize that he did not actually play Deluxe in any sort of competitive setting for more than 30 minutes, or really even in a casual setting, because, you know, this is day one stuff. This is day one stuff. Like, you don't get double coins from sets unless the room's breaking. I think we all know this, but this is kind of the indicator that this is just I like MKW, I don't really want to try the other games, and that's fine on its own, but let's just try to... It hurts that... Again, this video has a lot of views. This is like 170,000 clicks, etc. 8,000 people who like this stuff. They'd probably just like MKW and want validation. And this is giving them ammo and stuff. But the sad thing is, that is just misinformation right there. And that's what hurts right there. Because, again, the best way to get people to just not want to try something is to tell an egregious lie about it. So people are afraid of even trying it out. And yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, like, so like, why would I want to, like, 2 coins is not going to help me at all, and it's really just frustrating.
Well, it would help you, but you're not going to get it.
All the items in the game are, like, way more overpowered in general, which may be the reason they actually lowered it to 1 slot where you couldn't hold it, but I thought it was just really annoying because they buffed so many of the items in this game so much. Like, green shells are more prone to target you when they bounce off the walls, which kind of defeats the purpose. They're green shells. They're not supposed to do that. That's what red shells are for.
I don't know if we actually ever confirmed that.
Will travel so far. They do not crack on anything. Like in Mario Kart Wii, they'll crack 5 feet in front of you. In Mario Kart 8, they will follow you through the edges of the earth and hit you. And I think they're just so overpowered. I think it's just ridiculous. And
I mean, again, this is we all know what I'm gonna say here. This is like kind of like the. Well, one person looks at it this way, one person looks at it the other way. And yeah, you could say that they hate that red shells actually work, because, you know, red shells just break on pretty much everything in MKW. And the classic response is going to be the overreaction. It's like, well, it takes skill to break the reds and stuff. It really doesn't. It doesn't. Like, I guess it takes more skill than, like, I guess landing a red shell and stuff, but, like, it's not like this big thing that needs to be elaborated on for sure. Yeah, I mean, people don't like getting hit. That again, we all know the shock's degenerate in MKW, but I think that people like the meta because they like the feeling of dodging. Whereas, like, again, in a war and stuff, a shock doesn't feel like it individually kills you, even if it's like a horrible thing for your team a lot of the time. Yeah, I mean, when you actually break a red in MK8, it takes a load of skill. Yeah, Reds got worse in 8D than 8U. Like, 8U, like, may have actually had the best Reds when you think about it. And they also didn't have broken power items. Yeah, I mean, in MKW, you can definitely run without, like, having to worry about them, really. But, again, the trade-off is that there's more blues in MKW, and they're more devastating at that. And in 8D, I think it's mainly fun, because you can actually force defense for yourself, since you can't get double coins from a set. So, yeah, I think this is kind of a non-issue again, but let's
it should not be that way. And then you have the blue shell.
It should not be that way. Look, again, I don't think you're an expert on the subject. I'm not going to claim to be one either, but I think this is just this is what I grew up knowing, so it must be this way kind of thing taking effect.
They also buffed, so now it travels across the ground for some reason. Like, I don't understand that. That's really stupid in my opinion.
Okay.
I don't really get that. Like, if the blue shell's supposed to be something to slow down first place, why is it hitting everyone else? That kind of...
Look, he's complaining right now that, like, the items is, like, more beneficial for the guy in first. You know, like, first is where you kind of strive to be in a competitive setting. So I think this is a bad take, actually. Now, I personally think that the blues on the ground are degenerate, but I can at least recognize Again, this is the whole lens argument, because when you get hit by a blue shell in first in 8D, you don't know what damage that blue could have caused in the back that may have actually helped you out. You're just annoyed that you're getting stopped, so you don't actually see how it may have been better than like it was in the past or something. So yeah, there's that.
It defeats the whole purpose of the item. And then you have the blooper, which also now messes with your handling stat or something, I believe.
So it's not useless.
Sure. But yeah, they just buffed all these items, and I think it was just ridiculous, and I don't think they really needed that. The item distribution is so bad in Mario.
Well, look, there's a difference between something needing that and something being ruined by that, and I think that's the thing that we have to consider here. Use of language is very important.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I don't even know where to start, though. Like, it is bad in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I don't even know where to start.
It's worse in 8D than 8U, apparently.
It is so bad. Okay, so no more one item slot. You can't hold out your item. None of that. Now you have 2 item slots. You still can't hold out your item to get an additional spot, but at least you have a second item, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is like the thing. It's like this is a compromise, if you will, because other people can hold 2 items now. But at the same time, it's like, oh, right. Well, now I can't get just stuck of a coin at all. But switching item slots, I think that's a little bit dangerous here. I think that's a little bit dangerous. It would certainly be interesting, but I think that may break the meta as we know it. I think it would be very, very broken. Rylan, thanks for following. Good to see you. Appreciate it. All right, going back to the video. Why is 8D's item system bad?
But this was not done well at all, okay? Like, First off, there's double item boxes at every set, which I think was stupid because, like, you should just be able to hold a second item. You shouldn't be able to get 2 items from every box because that's just going to double the amount of items. You should just be able to hold that extra item and all the boxes just say single. And yeah, like in Double Dash, I know
that's actually interesting. I think Soldiers brought this point up before, where you can actually hold on. Yeah, I think I mean it's the first set that doesn't have doubles and stuff, but I think it's interesting to point out, like, what if you had 2 item slots but there weren't any double boxes? You may get less item spam in general, but you could still, like, that would buff first technically. But yeah, that's something that's actually kind of an interesting idea.
They had double item boxes, and it worked kind of well, I guess. But you got to remember, in that game there was only 8 racers, and most of the time you weren't going to have like 8 actual players playing the game unless you had like LAN set up.
I think despite this, Double Dash definitely has a more whack item system than Deluxe. But let's continue.
Yeah, in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, like, having that many items is just chaos. You know, especially as I said before, you know, items are like super buffed in that game. And not only that, but you can get like some insane items in certain places like that you shouldn't be able to get. There's some physics, like Mario Kart Wii has rules to keep it like not too chaotic, but Mario Kart 8 Deluxe throws them all out the window.
I don't know about that.
You can get bomb mobs in first place.
Yeah, that's true.
There can be multiple bullets and shocks in play at a time. There can be up to 3 shocks at a time.
All right, I got to cut off here because we're going to get into the shock debate very soon, I think. Why is this going away? It's weird. All right, so what's interesting about hold on, I kind of forgot what he was saying. Oh yeah, a lot of items. Now, if you like mathematics, you would actually realize that for instance, like, pretend you're like, it's like the last turn of Mario Raceway or something, MK8. You have defense and stuff. You get shocked before the last set, and like top 2's gone. You can pull a fib, and the guy in second can pull a red. And there's nothing that you are going to be able to do to get first place in that scenario if the guy in second isn't an idiot. What's up, Master? How we doing? So there's just nothing you can do in that instance and stuff. But you see, if you have a double box, you have a higher chance of not just getting BS'd by the game, for instance. So in a sense, the second you introduce items in the game at all, or any types of RNG, the only thing that's going to truly make it more fair is more RNG. Because with more RNG, you're actually eventually going to get back to even. Now, it may not justify it in every single race. I highly doubt it would at that. But the more items that you have, the more, like, control you actually have, even if there's more stuff, because it's more stuff that you get. Now, I guess there's also the point where it's like there's more stuff to avoid and stuff, but like typically your exchange, like if you're in first, there's still only going to be 1 second in both things. So the fact that you get two items, you can potentially roll double defense also, etc. It actually keeps you safer, despite it seeming like in theory that there's going to be more chaos in general. So let's take a look at the shock thing. Again, you can't have multiple bills and stuff and multiple shocks in this game, like he mentions. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. So let's see.
And that's what makes it like so annoying, because there's no strategy, I feel like.
No strategy.
To like predicting shocks and stuff. Because
I don't know about that.
In Mario Kart Wii, if there's a shock, there cannot be another shock for 30 seconds.
Okay, well it's the same in this game, but I guess you could technically dodge,
But now, and since there can be multiple shocks at a time,
yeah,
you can lose your shock to another shock. So this basically takes all strategy out the window.
Okay. It takes all strategy out the window to have multiple shocks in play. Yeah, this, in my opinion, is a bad take. Now, when you get to MK8 Clan Wars and stuff, this is where things get kind of interesting here. See, the MK8 player, I think, is going to be upset that when they get shocked that they can lose it, because that you have people going backwards in that game to obtain it. That would make them very upset if they were able to pull it and then they lose it and stuff, especially to another shock and stuff. But if anything, having multiple shocks makes it so it's harder to use a legitimately good shock. That's just an objective fact, because the fact that you actually can lose it creates a risk factor, which will, at the end, a risk factor creates more outcomes, and that's on you to weigh it. So whether or not finding that balance and finding the window where a shock is going to work well is actually a lot tougher than just sitting on lap 3 in dodges and then using it at an opportune time where the other team really can't do much about it if you use a really good timing for a countdown, I guess. Now, it can create situations where you have to spam, because if both people have shocks at the same time, they have to spam it. But at the end of the day, having multiple shocks in play, while it can end up in having people dodge and stuff with them and create very powerful situations, I don't think that effect is much different from just having a singular shock in play to begin with, where you can't really lose it unless you get hit by the other bagger. Now, the other thing to consider is it can lead to spam, but if that happens, typically the person who spammed it recognized that they had to use it, and secondly, nobody's going to get an obscene advantage from it because it had to be rushed to begin with. At the end of the day, it makes it more about racing than it is going backward to obtain one item, and I think that's why you don't see people driving backwards anymore or being an entire lap down, because there's multiple ways to get it, and holding it is not super valuable anymore. Now, we could do an entire day discussing this point, but I'm pretty confident on this one that the whole multiple shocks in play thing is not really bad. And if anybody's actually played high level lounge and stuff, if anybody has ever played high level lounge, you would know that yes, you do have to be ready to predict shocks and stuff. Obviously, there are situations. There's situations where it may be less predictable. I think this is when you see the early lap 2 shock or something like that, because you'll have a lot of shocks in the game where it's why did that happen? That feels weird. Tier B, man, or something like that. So it's you get those moments sometimes, and most of the time I think it's because there's multiple shocks in play. But if there could only be one shock in play, I don't see why this is a necessary thing to cap the shock to begin with here. I guess it could prevent. This would be a subject for another day, in my opinion. But I don't think that multiple shocks in play is necessarily this horrible thing or rule that's broken, etc. Because again, it's just a different game, and I would argue that in many ways it works better. Especially the other thing to consider here is when you have positions and stuff, and only one person can get shock. Somebody can just roll it in 9th place, and they're or the guy in 10th gets a bill. Somebody rolls it in 9th. There's just nothing you can do about that, really. But if you can get another shock, at the very least, there's now pressure on the opponent to actually have to get it out and stuff. It's the bagging war is not over and reduced to having to star somebody else just because the other person got it. And there can be a lot of luck to that. Yeah, I mean, I don't. The point is, Jamie, I don't think that this is like a definitive answer kind of thing. I think I prefer MK8's style, to be honest. But to just say objectively multiple shocks is bad is just, again, going with familiarity bias or confirmation bias. I don't know what type, but well, yeah.
Because you never know when you're going to lose your shock. So what's the best strategy? Spam your shocks, spam your power items, because you don't know when shocks are going to happen. It makes it unpredictable. I feel like
I don't think it's unpredictable is the thing either. Like, there's been a lot of times where in lounge where I've won a race because I was like, okay, it would make sense for it to be here. And again, this is just the games being different because, yeah, stars and stuff can be like, you can pull more stars and stuff. So again, you can predict multiple times. Like, your race isn't over if you get a wrong prediction or anything by that means whatsoever.
Shocks is something that people should be strategic about because I'm able to.
Also, I don't think there's a lot of strategy in predicting shocks in MKW to begin with. A lot of time it's like, okay, that guy is so far behind that he has to use it here just to. It's like if you see a guy in the back in MKW, he's like super far behind and it's like lounge or something, it's like, okay, he probably has shock here and he literally has to use it if he doesn't want to get last. So, I guess I'm just going to use my dodge item and then you just win. I don't think that's like some big brain maneuver or anything. It's just a fact of, he has to use it here. Or, the guy in last is coming up on a set. It makes sense for him to chain it here. Or maybe he's going to try to use it a little bit early because he doesn't think that he doesn't want people to dodge or something like that. And you can't really even see on the mini map if people go into stars in that game, if I remember correctly. So again, I don't think that it's like some massive strategy just that there's one shock. It just means that you're allowed to sit on it for longer.
To predict a lot of the time in Mario Kart Wii when shocks are going to happen, and that's just based on my knowledge of the game. But
yeah.
when it's all random like that, and multiple shocks can happen whenever, then it just takes away that strategy, and it just comes down to mindlessly spamming items.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
Not to mention in Mario Kart 8 and 8 Deluxe, and this was also in 7, how you could no longer dodge shocks in the cannon or even dodge anything in the cannon. Like, I've had red shells in Mario Kart 8 literally travel through the cannon, follow me to the other side, and hit me. And like, why? Why does it do that? Like, cannons are supposed are like, well, I guess they're not supposed to be fun, but like, they were always so fun. Like, going through the cannon, you're invincible. It's all nice, but like, it's just so bad in my opinion.
In my opinion is the correct thing to say because this is absolutely an opinion. Because I don't think that this is necessarily bad or anything. Because it's a necessary evil almost. Like, regardless of what way you go, it's going to have some kind of effect on the metagame. In MKW, if you get shock, especially in a game where there's no two shocks, like we just talked about, you can sit on it, wait for all your teammates to hop in that cannon, boom. That's almost certainly a race win if you play it correctly. In this game, the other team gets shocked, it's like, oh no, they could TS us. So regardless, shocks just work with cannons to be super powerful to begin with. Yeah, there's only like 4 cannons anyway. I don't know, there's not a ton. I think the point really is here that like it doesn't matter that much because there's going to be a negative effect regardless, or a positive effect if you're on the other team. It doesn't change a lot at the end of the day. So again, I think having a strong opinion on this is kind of cherry picking, if anything.
How you're just not invincible anymore. Like, and it makes it so much easier to target shock. It goes back to more about how
MKW makes it so much easier to dodge people too. So, and you get to hold it all day.
Stuff like, it's like in Mario Kart Wii, to target shock somebody, you have to use the shock at like just the right time. Pay close attention to the mini map. But now in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you have like a nice, good 3-4 seconds window to just target shock everybody in the cannon.
You got griefs of this race.
But the worst part is that Lakitu will slowly drag you back to the track when you get shocked off a cannon. So it is just super devastating. It takes like no skill to do. And yeah, I just think it's ridiculous.
Well, again, playing devil's advocate for my game, I think it's ridiculous that you can just dodge a bunch of people in a cannon all at once. So again, this is just like the whole seeing negatives as worse as you see equal positives. Clicked on the wrong tab, sorry.
And before I stop talking about items, I just want to say real quick that even though I think the Thundercloud is worse than the coin, at least the Thundercloud, and I'm not trying to defend the Thundercloud here, but at least the Thundercloud.
That sounds like somebody who's about to defend the Thundercloud, if my ears do not deceive me.
At least the Thundercloud, and I'm not trying to defend the Thundercloud here, but at least the Thundercloud can make races interesting, and it can build up that adrenaline and that rush when you're passing
that's
the
certainly
Thundercloud
true, I
between tons
guess.
of people. And it can make races pretty exciting, where the coin, well, it's just a coin you use.
Yeah, I just love the true like heart-pounding action of giving away a Thundercloud to somebody who's just going to return it through lag. I just love it, dude. It's the adrenaline really kicks in, man. I love it.
And it's over. It doesn't really do anything. Next, I want to talk about a little bit about online in Mario Kart 8 and 8 Deluxe. So in Mario Kart 8, that game has the most tracks of any Mario Kart. It has the most tracks. I won't lie. I mean, you can't lie about that, really.
True, that is an objective fact. Let's go.
But when you go online, you are limited to picking between 3 tracks.
Yep.
Which is just ridiculous, in my opinion. There's 48 tracks, and you're going to limit me from picking between 3 tracks. Now, I really don't understand this, because, like, why are you forcing us to play tracks that we don't want to play?
There is a definitely
Mario Kart 8,
a reason.
I feel like, doesn't, like, it has, like, this is just an opinion, but I think there's a lot of tracks in that game that just aren't good. I just think...
Yeah, that's an opinion.
A lot of the tracks just are bad. And, that's just my
fair.
opinion. But still...
It's fair. I disagree with it, but that's a fair opinion.
Why can't we pick whatever track we want? Like, I think the argument was, like, in Mario Kart Wii, and probably Mario Kart 7 too, that people would just pick the same tracks over and over again.
All right, I'm glad that he's actually addressing on this. That makes me feel a little bit better. The thing is, it's if anybody has an MK7 worldwide, you would realize that like almost half of them got ruined by people picking SNES Rainbow Road over and over and over again. It was not fun at all. Early in the game, everybody spammed Maka Woohoo so they could glitch. Kind of sucked. Now, in MK8, I think the system's actually kind of good in worldwide only. That's why you can obviously pick anything you want in room races, because it's room races. Yeah. Now, the thing is, it's like, I think I didn't know this in the past, but I think MK Wii actually had I think it is, yeah. The thing with MK Wii is like, I think it did have a way of like not picking the same tracks over and over again in worldwide. I think Jamie and I discovered that somewhat recently, so I guess it does get points for that. But I don't think the whole worldwide changing it up is that bad, because I think usually you can get a track that you're kind of down with, but if you do want to practice a track against random people, I guess I can't see where it would be annoying.
And there wouldn't really be a variety, but so what, just let people play what tracks they want. If I want to play Mushroom Gorge 11 times in a row, let me do it.
Oh no, please. That reminds me of another MK7 worldwide I was in.
And maybe there's other players that don't want to play the same track.
That's
in a row.
me.
Well,
that's
tough
me.
luck. And
what do you mean tough luck?
If that really was a problem, if that really was a huge problem,
it is a problem.
Why not just like prevent a track from being picked for 3 races?
I'm with you on this one.
So if we were playing Mario Kart Wii, and I picked Coconut Mall, and we played Coconut Mall, Coconut Mall cannot be voted for the next 3 games. Is that really that hard to implement?
Yeah, I agree that this would be a good feature in future games if you want to bring back just picking anything. Except I would do it much more than just every 3 races.
Is that really difficult instead of just limiting me between 3 tracks? And
I think this is more of a problem
play a track in Mario
Wii.
Kart 8, play a different track, and then we play that first track again. So it doesn't really solve the issue that much, because you can still play tracks pretty frequently in a row. But, just got to be limited, I guess. In Mario Kart Wii, I don't really think it was that much of a problem. But, like, sometimes
I would agree.
was just going online in Mario Kart 8, I just wanted to play SNES Rainbow Road or something. And
I figured it out, guys. He's a SNES Rainbow Road spammer. That's exactly why. That's exactly why he's so angry. He wants to pick it 10 times in a row. All right.
It never pops up. I play for like an hour. It never pops up. And then it finally does pop up. And then, no, we ended up playing Dry Desert or something stupid like that. Like, it's just completely stupid in my opinion. Like, let us play the tracks that we want to play. And another thing about the online,
I'm sure he's excited about this TC.
VR, like, it doesn't refer to your skill in any way. Like,
yeah,
I think Mario Kart 8 is pretty low skill compared to some of the other Mario Kart games.
I don't know about that, but
VR should be a representation of how skilled you are. When you get higher in VR, you go against higher opponents, and you can gain less, but you lose more. but you know, you go against harder opponents, and that's the point. You know, the higher VR you have,
Yeah.
the more skilled you are. Like if you have over 9,000 VR in Mario Kart Wii, then you're a skilled player. If you know, if you're in that 7K range, you know, like I'm in that late 7K, early 8,000 range, you know, you're better than average, but you're not great. You still have room to improve. And then if you're in like the 6,000 range, you're okay. You know, you're just average. Maybe you're a little newer to the game, maybe more casual.
Yeah.
And you know, that's fine. That's fine. Because it's good, because you're going to get paired against people around your skill level. But in Mario Kart 8, it's not really dependent on that. It's more dependent on how much you play, because the punishment for losing is just not as great in Mario Kart Wii. Which you may think, oh, that's good, because I hate, like, you know, when I play Mario Kart Wii for hours and then I lose it all in like 3 races.
This is actually a pretty valid point, I think. I mean, this is actually a pretty valid point. Because the thing is, it's like, matchmaking is like actually, well, I don't know, because like if you're like a new player on MK8D, it will take you, like, obviously if you have VR, you'll still get in better rooms if you have VR, but it's a lot harder to like actually gain a lot of VR in MK8s, because you only get like 20 or 30 at a time. That's a lot of races against bad players. So you actually need to have people to join the rooms with, and that can be kind of annoying. So I kind of yield that. I also think that the whole VR grinding thing is just, I don't. It proves how much you play at the end of the day. I agree with him on that. I don't think it's a big deal, but yeah, I think MKWii system is better in the end.
Races, because I had 3 unlucky races, which I guess you could say, like, at the end of the day, no Mario Kart is 100% skill. There's always going to be luck factors that can screw you over in any Mario Kart game, you know? I'm not saying Mario Kart Wii is like 100% skill based. I don't think anyone is arguing that.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I've legit gotten like last place in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe races online, and I will lose like 12 VR. Like, it's just ridiculous. And this is going to make it so,
ridiculous
like,
is
I
a favorite
understand that
word
the
I've
more
noticed.
you play, the naturally better you're probably going to be anyway. But it's just, I feel like it's a bad way, and it kind of just doesn't really feel like good being high in VR. Like,
yeah,
I
they
think
don't
I
even play anymore, which is
I think I
crazy.
got up to like around 10,000 VR in Mario Kart 8, and it just...
This is funny actually, but there was a patch of 8U. I think it was a version 2 or something came out like right. It wasn't like with the first DLC, but it was like when they announced the DLC packs. But there was like a patch of 8U where the VR system was like actually skill based, and what ended up happening. I don't know if anybody remembers this. I don't remember if anybody remembers this, but it was like actually, like you would actually get capped. It was almost like MMR in a sense. The true flaw is that it took forever for you to actually reach your stabilizer point, but it was actually skill based, and that drove everybody insane because they weren't gaining endlessly, and the complaints were so bad that Nintendo actually changed it. And I was kind of sad because I was like, oh, this is actually cool. But yeah, they got rid of it because people complained, which is a very sad fact of reality when it comes to MK in general. They like to complain about stuff and then it gets removed. Look at fire hopping.
Wasn't rewarding in any way, you know? It's just, I played a lot.
Yeah.
And, you know, I played a lot back then. I'm not talking about like recently. I'm talking about like when
no.
I first started, when I was playing the game. But yeah, it's just, it's not that rewarding. And I think, you know, it may make people feel better, like, in their heads, but I feel like it doesn't actually, you know, make you satisfied in any way.
He's right on the marker here.
It just kind of prevents people from getting mad, like, over tilting and losing all their work. But,
yeah,
you know, that's just part of the game, I feel like.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Okay, another important thing I need to talk about in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is another one of the biggest things Mario Kart Wii players do not like about Mario Kart 8.
Okay.
And it is the fact that Lakitu is just, he's so restrictive.
Yeah, we talked about this already.
He's so restrictive. Because Mario Kart Wii, one of the things that is great about Mario Kart Wii is the ultra shortcuts you can take. The unintended shortcuts that were never meant to be in Mario Kart Wii, but just make the game so much better. Like, good example is the Bowser Castle shortcut when you go off that ramp and you land on the top. Like, that is a shortcut, I think, that has a great risk/reward ratio, and really gives a credit to those who actually practice and are good at the game.
Mm-hmm.
However, there were some problems with this, like the Grumble Volcano shortcut, where you can pretty much skip the whole track by going on the rock over to the left.
Or respawn glitch, but
Mario
everybody
Kart 7
disagrees with
did
me on
have
that.
some respawn shortcuts that they ended up patching online.
Yeah.
But you can still do them offline. And it made me wonder, like, why do they still work offline? Why wouldn't Nintendo patch them?
The answer is time trials, because obviously you can't just erase people's ghosts, but that's just the objective answer, I think.
And then it made me realize that it would make all time trials at that time invalid, since time trials records and you can look back and see you time trialing the course. And, you know, for those of you who don't know, like in Smash Bros, if you have a replay, but there's an update, that replay will no longer be compatible.
Yeah, it's like that.
They implement balance changes in every version, and what these balance changes do is they change the way characters play, it changes their strengths, and, you know, stuff like that. And replays, for those of you who don't know, are not actually videos; they're just AI.
Yeah, he found like
match.
The clips where everybody just griefed him, dude.
Stuff. But if that AI is supposed to be doing something different, it can't work. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem, I think, with time trials in Mario Kart 7, which is why they left it offline, because all time trials would have been invalid. And if you had worked really hard to get a time trial, it would have been deleted, and that would have been unfortunate, despite whether you did the shortcut or not. And so that's why they only patched it online.
Yeah.
But, you know,
it was
Nintendo
a severe
doesn't want
problem
these
in
shortcuts
MK7.
online or
Bam,
offline,
shock dodge.
They don't want them anywhere. So in Mario Kart 8, you know, and you can't test everything, you know, like you can't fall off every single possible place. You can't drive off every part of the road that you can to try to find shortcuts. It's just not doable. And, you know, Nintendo obviously doesn't want to ruin people's time trials by patching it, and so that's why I think Lakitu is so restrictive in this game. If you go even the slightest bit off the road, Lakitu will pick you up and throw you back on.
Dude, I'm sorry. It's just every clip. It just, he has picked like the worst races for just him getting completely destroyed. There's like one really funny thing in every race.
If you go even the slightest bit off the road, Lakitu will pick you up and throw you back on the track, which really makes some shortcuts that I think could be possible just completely impossible. And I think that's just ridiculous, because I think Mario Kart Wii is just so much more explorative in that nature.
Yeah.
And I think another good example is Mario Kart 64. I know there's a few ultra shortcuts in that game, which is pretty cool. And in Mario Kart 8, it's just, there's no room for that exploration. You're always stuck to right on the track with all the intended shortcuts, and there's nothing special. There's nothing. There's no like
being
shortcut
strategic with this shock
that really like skilled players can do to shine. Like there's a few.
All right. Yeah. The funny thing, the funny thing, Jamie, is just like MK8 is so chaotic, and he's just getting completely dunked on by everything. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Going back to Lakitu, I'm not going to talk about it a long time because we talked about it before we got started. But again, this is just like the whole concept of, well, you can look at it the bad way or the good way. And if you like MKWii and not MK8, you're going to side with how MKWii does it, where you say, wow, it's not explorative. You can't visit Quacker Island. You can't, or in MK, you know, like you could like be Quacker in MKWii, and it's like Piranha Prowler just runs the Quacker into a fib and they go flying. And it's kind of fun. You can land on the platform on Jungle Parkway in the middle of the river, etc. So there's stuff like that. And then you can't even explore Royal Raceway's castle area like you could in MK64. I think it's because of online, but yeah. So again, I get it, but at the same time, we have a pretty glitch-free game, which I think is really cool. We don't have to worry about banning shortcuts on TT leaderboards. It's all really well defined. You don't have degenerate stuff like the respawn on Grumble. Like, yeah, I agree with that, Italic. It's just hard to find a balance there. Again, I kind of think the whole ultra shortcut thing is a little kind of ridiculous, because at the end of the, like, I understand that cool flashy shortcuts are a good thing and stuff, but I think it's over exaggerated just how much those shortcuts really are good for the game and stuff. It's like, I don't think you play MK Wii because you can do the gap jump on Mushroom Gorge. I think you just like MK Wii, but that's besides the point. Let's move on.
You basic shortcuts, but really nothing that's gonna, you know, nothing like the Bowser Castle shortcut in Mario Kart Wii or the
BC shortcut's really cool.
Nothing that has that nice risk reward combo that.
See, this is strategy right here.
I don't know.
This is strategy right here. You see, he could not have lined this up if there were two shocks in play. He was so,
you know, nothing like the Bowser Castle shortcut.
This is funny right here because
nothing that has that.
This is like a 200 IQ play to him. He's like, oh yeah, nobody's dodging now, but as a result, he just ends up passing a bunch of people and probably gets a bad pull.
Reward combo that
if he gets a thundercloud, I'm gonna lose it.
I don't know if the Mushroom Gorge shortcut I feel like was intended, but maybe not shortcuts like the Bowser Castle shortcut and probably a few others. So another thing that Mario Kart 8 does not have, and this is not just Mario Kart 8, but
I love
it
BC
is
Wii's
the
cut.
lack of single player content, and this
But
is
BC
something
Wii,
that everybody
BC Wii,
has been saying they wanted for a while. There is
BC
nothing to
Wii
do
without
in
any
single
cuts
player
is cool
except
also.
just regular Grand Prix and, I guess battle mode technically. And Mario Kart DS is obviously the thing everybody looks to when talking about single player content. The mission mode. Why did this game have
the
mission
best
mode?
MK game,
Mario Kart 8
as we all
doesn't have
know.
it. Even Mario Kart Wii had the online missions, the online tournament mission system. And, they did
like
have that
tournament mode.
for a few years. For the first 6 years of its lifespan, actually. So for those to give perspective on that, from the time Mario Kart Wii U came out to the time of this video in 2020, pretty much. And
now, you all weren't around. It used to have a tournament mode in an MK channel. That was kind of cool. Well, I think that was mainly it. But the tournaments were kind of like mission mode, and they were really cool. I like the tournaments quite a bit. What you can say, in response to the player who says that there's no single player AD content, is that you get more content in the fact that there's 16 more tracks in the game, which is honestly way more of a talking point than like a mode or something. Like if you get 48 tracks, like that's just a really good thing in general. I think that doesn't get talked about enough because that still is single player content if you think about it. That's 16 extra world records to go for, and then there's 200 CCTTs on AD, etc. The tournaments were awesome, though. I don't want to hear any hate on tournament mode. Those were awesome. I think I read something in the chat that I wanted to get back on. Not certain. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, tournament mode was cool. We'll just go with that. MK8 does not have 256. I'm just saying. Okay, here's the thing. When people like say that MK8 has more content because of CTs or something, that like at that point you're just cheating. That's not actually content for the game. That is not MK8. That's a mod. There's a very big distinction in that. It is not MK8. It's a mod.
Mario Kart 8 just never tried with that. Mario Kart
are you gonna say that Brawl is better than like Ultimate because of PM or something? No, it's not Brawl. It's a mod. CTGP is a mod at the end of the day.
7, I guess, got a little pass on it because it's a handheld, but Mario Kart 8, come on, it's a console game, and they really couldn't have added anything in the deluxe version, even if they had to like finish Mario Kart 8 for a while. Like they could have at least put something in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Look, I like tournament. I like tournament mode a lot, man. But like, I'll take the 150% tracks like over tournament mode any day of the week. So I don't know. Next game better have 48 again. I feel like you can't go back on that, but we'll see.
Some sort of mission mode.
I feel like it won't though.
And yeah, they do have tournaments, but it's not like the Mario Kart Wii tournaments or anything like that. So why couldn't they add some sort of single player content? Like people,
I do agree with this though. There should be more content.
And, Mario Kart DS and Wii both had, even if it was just
oh gosh, my mouse disappeared. What are we doing here? Oh, this is really bad.
Small, even if it was just...
All right, so this is problematic. I'm just going to say that. I can't find my mouse anymore. So, okay, first of all, the other thing, MKT definitely has the best single-player content in the series. Y'all are going to call me a hater for that, but we'll see. My mouse is just invisible. Where did it go? I can see it moving. That's the crazy part, but this is like so needlessly difficult. Why does stuff like this have to happen, dude?
Just missions. It was something that people wanted, and Mario Kart 8's lack of innovation to even try, it just frustrates me to this day.
Okay, yeah. The thing is, it's like, even if it does have like more courses and stuff and content in the end of the day, I still agree that there's no reason why I couldn't have like a tournament mode or something like that. So I do agree with him at the end.
And speaking of battle mode, I think I should talk a little bit about the battle mode. Now, battle mode is not something I'm a huge fan of in really any Mario Kart game. I do like it slightly more in Mario Kart Wii, but let me explain why. Yeah, Mario Kart Wii's battle mode is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. It's not even good. I think it's kind of annoying how you have to be on teams in Mario Kart Wii, but I'm not going to talk about why I hate Mario Kart Wii's battle mode. That's for a different day. I'm here to talk about why I hate Mario Kart 8's battle mode. Now, of course, it's very different in Mario Kart 8 Wii U and Deluxe, so I will be talking about both of them. I think the Deluxe version is better. I think that's pretty unanimously agreed. Because in Mario Kart 8, they didn't even try. You can't even say they tried at all. They did not try at all.
Yeah, they did not.
It's just balloon battle. You have 8 battle tracks that are tracks. They're tracks. They're not even battle courses.
Yep.
They're real tracks. They just ripped right from the original game, threw in a couple extra ramps in there, and called it a day. I guarantee you it took probably less than an hour to develop.
Oh, it's back.
Not literally, but like it was ridiculous. They put no effort into it. There was nothing new.
The amount of effort was absolutely embarrassing for MK8 on Battle. I don't think people. I may have to take you up on that one, Felix. Yeah, sorry, I didn't really get to check the chat because I was looking for my mouse that just seemingly disappeared and it's just randomly back now. Yeah, the thing is, I actually liked Cookie Land a lot back on MKW, but the thing is, like, all the people who actually battled and stuff banned wall throwing. I was like, dang, that like takes away like the most interesting, competitive, up close and personal stage. Yeah, I would say so, Monfy. The MK Wii battle mode kind of sucked. 8Ds is better. 8Us is the worst in franchise history. I don't think we have to talk about this for very long, but
Knew about it, and it was just terrible. Like, there's not even much to say about it.
Well, is he going to acknowledge that 8D is an improvement over MKW? Let's find out.
Some of the tracks just really don't even work. I think it would have been cooler if they had actual battle courses and then they also gave you the option to play on normal courses. I think that would have been really cool if that was like second option. But since that was all that there was,
I feel bad. He was in a really good spot this race and then just got stored.
I think that's why it made it really disappointing. And they should have at least put in coin runners or something else.
Oh yeah,
like I don't think having just balloon battle was really good. Even though I prefer balloon battle.
I think everybody knows that 8U battle is pretty much completely unfinished. I don't think that that's really anything we have to really discuss right now. The fact that I was in Deluxe is like Deluxe is like the definitive complete version of the game. You know, like it brought back like it brought some new stages, some retro stages. It was really clearly the battle mode that should have been in 8U to begin with. So
anyway,
at least they got on track.
They should have just had something more. Now, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe thankfully greatly improves on this. However, there's still stuff I do not like about it. I really genuinely, and the main thing I really don't like about it is just the battle courses. And the reason I don't like the battle courses in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is because they're just so over the top. They all have so many gimmicks and different paths and different obstacles and just different things that make the tracks so annoying to play on. Like I like
he's just trying to find things to hate on at this point. Like Luigi's Mansion is like the best battle stage in my opinion ever, but it's just opinions. It's just opinions, dude.
Simpler, all right. Like I like a simple course where it's just me, a blank course, and and the items.
What's wrong with Sweet Sweet Kingdom?
Like maybe that's I'm just boring for saying that, but that's just how I like it, and that's why I really like. And of course, not every Mario Kart Wii battle track is like that. You look at Thwomp Desert's probably one of the worst battle tracks of all time.
Yeah, it's way more over to the top than anything in AD.
At least Mario Kart Wii has courses like that. Like GBA Battle Course 3 is my personal favorite.
So he just likes playing stuff.
I think it's good for Coin Runners and Balloon Battle. I think Battle Course 4 for the SNES is better for battle mode.
Dude, we're just being picky for the sake of being picky.
But, yeah, and even though Mario Kart Wii has a lot of weird courses as well, Mario Kart 8 doesn't have any. And, even the ones I'm praising are the retro ones. Like in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Isn't, like, Battle Course 1 in the game, though? And it's, like, not really, like, that... I don't know. I'll let you have that opinion, Felix. I'll let you have that opinion. I disagree with it.
They completely ruined SNES Battle Course 1 because they added the stupid glider ramps, which just make it really annoying in my opinion.
I mean, I guess it makes it really difficult to avoid, like in Shine
battle mode in Mario Kart Deluxe. I really like the modes that they added. I think the cops versus robbers mode was really cool, and yeah, that's about it. I mean, there's not really much to say about it. It's just the battle courses. I also think that thing is really annoying when you try to turn around. Or just try to slow down a little bit and tilt a little bit, and it just spins you completely in like a 180. I think that's pretty annoying.
W.
But it's
didn't make it.
Okay, so this next point that I'm about to say is probably going to be a little controversial between a lot of people.
Oh no!
But I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and no, this is Mario Kart 8 and 8 Deluxe. What I don't like is that it just seems with self promo and just advertisements in general, which other Mario Karts really never did. Because
I'm interested
the DLC
to hear this one.
In Mario Kart 8 is mostly just like other franchises. You have franchises like Legend of Zelda, Animal Crossing, and there was something else. I don't know what it was. But it's just you have all these franchises coming that are not Mario related, and I always hate non-Mario characters in Mario Kart. All right, like DK characters I'm fine with because they're at least somewhat related, but I hate having all these other characters, and it really just like it just seems like self-promotion. You know, they're advertising their other franchises. That's all it is for, and you know, you can like the characters, but that's pretty much what.
Okay, the thing is here is I think this is fine as DLC. That's my opinion. This is just an opinion at the end of the day. This is not objective or anything. So, yeah, the Mercedes, yeah, that's like definitely the one that you would look at if anything. I don't see what the big deal is here. I'm actually in agreement that I don't want it to become Nintendo Kart. I don't want it to become Nintendo Kart. Like I feel like that's just like taking away this like I feel like it's taking it too far away from its roots and stuff. It like take and yeah, they may do it as the thing too because like they see Smash and stuff, but like and like it'll be something the casuals love. But it's like some of the items are going to be new, probably not tested properly, and kind of come across as gimmicky. You're not gonna get you're gonna get a lot of different courses and stuff. They may just abandon all the retro tracks that never made it in. You never know. I still want Mario Coliseum, man. I'm still holding out hope, man. But like, I hope it's not Nintendo Kart, but like, it's a possibility. So yeah, I prefer if they keep it just Mario and stuff. But like, I don't think having like a Link or like Inkling as like a DLC character is a big deal whatsoever. Like in 8D, it's like yeah, you still have like these other franchises and stuff, but like the scope of MK is still there. That's what's important to me. I don't mind if you have like a Hyrule circuit or something, but it's still clearly an MK game. So yeah, I think it's an opinion that it annoys them, but
what they're doing.
I can't
and
argue
it wasn't
opinions.
Just this because they also added the Mercedes-Benz.
Okay, he is going to bring it up. All I can say is that opinions are opinions. I can't argue with opinions, but I will point out when like it's not like it's like I don't think you can say it. I don't think a valid reason to say MK8's overrated is because like the tracks suck because a lot of people like those tracks
and some sort of other just real life car into Mario Kart, and it's just really annoying to me how they just added these basically for self promo, and you can say that it's free. And like you can try to defend it, but you know what else is free? Pink Gold Peach. But people still complain about that, so I don't know why people like to it's just annoying when they're putting their advertisements in there. And then you have so many tracks just based on their other franchises in the game. You have a Hyrule Circuit, you have Animal Crossing, and which is literally called Animal Crossing, by the way. Wow, such a creative name, Nintendo.
I would argue that Water Park's a worse name, but yeah.
How did you guys ever think of that? And then you have like F-Zero tracks, Excitebike tracks. You even have a Splatoon battle course thrown in the deluxe version with the Inklings. And it's just insane.
These courses are not intrusive is the thing. Like, I get that they exist, and I personally think that they're some of the lower tier courses outside of Hyrule Circuit, but they aren't intrusive to the game. So I feel like this is just complaining about content.
Insane to me because there's just so much advertising going around in that game. Like,
is it really advertising?
Because Mario Kart is like I think it's Nintendo's most popular franchise. It seems to sell the best, or at least in the top 5 for pretty much every Nintendo
it's lap
console
3
ever.
too, dude. He's all the way
game.
back. All the way back.
I don't really like having all the
missed the
advertisements
respawn boost.
It feels like advertisements to me. You can say that, oh, it's a crossover. We can play as our favorite characters. Oh, yay. But like that's not how I see it at all, and I really dislike it.
Well.
And you know, I know there's like
Smash
memes.
Then is Smash
I know
not
people
a
are
game?
gonna say, oh, but the
is Smash not a game, or is that just advertisements? Like
Mies aren't Mario characters,
guy,
but they're a little different, you know, because I don't know. I mean, I'm not crazy about the Mies, but I feel like they just kind of fit, just because it's the whole Wii thing.
Good respawns,
and what's the other thing? Oh yeah, Rob in Mario Kart DS. Oh, creepy produce. What about Rob? Yeah, I don't really mind Rob as much because
how are you not gonna mind Rob? That's like he takes up more of the roster, but like Rob is cool though. I like Rob.
I don't know. He's just sort of a one thing. Like if they just throw one character that's a non-Mario character.
Man, are we really using the Luigi
kind
poker
of exciting,
music
actually.
now?
I don't really mind it as much.
I dig
if they
it.
had maybe thrown just like the Animal Crossing villager, or maybe I'm not sure. Maybe I still would have hated it, but I don't know. I don't hate Rob that much just because he's like a one-time thing, and you can tell like Rob wasn't.
Okay, I'm just gonna make a wild guess personally and say that he doesn't hate Rob because nobody hates MKDS, but people do hate on MK8.
Thrown in to advertise anything. You know, this was well after the NES was already dead.
Yeah,
and at the time, I'm pretty sure when Rob was putting Mario Kart DS, he wasn't even in Smash yet, so he hasn't really
True.
appeared in anything. So I feel like they added him just
See how we talked about cannon dodges earlier, and now the top 4 just arbitrarily get a massive advantage in this random lobby?
because they thought he'd be a fun inclusion more than being an advertisement to some other product. So that's why I'm not really.
Bet he would have
upset
liked
about Rob in
TSs
Mario
at this
Kart
point.
DS. And another thing I really do not like about Mario Kart 8 and 8 Deluxe is that the skill ceiling is so low compared to the other Mario Kart games.
All right, we're about to go to war in a minute, guys. We're about to go into war. Yeah. Well, we're I guess we're going to talk about skill ceiling in a second here. Here we go. I'm not sure if I'm ready for this. I don't remember anything that he's going to talk about. I don't know anything that he's going to talk about, but I'm a little bit nervous at this point. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Yeah, skill ceiling. Let's see what we got.
Games. I know I talked about this a little bit early in the video, but you know, as I was saying before, there's not really any ultra shortcuts that skilled players can learn and take that will separate themselves from the casual players. Because you know, when I play
does this keep happening?
that will separate themselves from the casual players. Because you know, when I
Yeah, maybe we're just not good enough at MKW to understand how to avoid bombs like this. Oh, good lord, dude.
play a game
Can't catch a break.
so much, like Mario Kart Wii is my most played game ever.
Same.
And when I play a game this much, you know, I want to be able to show that I play the game and that I'm better than everyone else. And you know, although I'm not the best in Mario Kart Wii, obviously I have lots of room to improve. At least I can have that room, and one day I can consider myself to be a good player.
Yeah.
That will make me, you know, stand out. Maybe I'll hopefully.
No, I'm just gonna point out here that the MK8 community has maybe like 10 ranges of wars for like if you're a D1 team and a D21 team wants to a team around their skill level, there's like maybe 10 different like ways to like climb that ladder, or 10 different war level ranges that you would have to get through before like you can even get to that point. Like you cannot say that because there's a lack of ultra shortcuts that there is no like skill ceiling and stuff, because there's still definitively better players. He's acting like it's easy to just become like Monar, Kusan, or somebody like that. Like, it takes a lot of work. And I think it's a bit disingenuous to suggest that like there's nothing to show for it, because again, maybe it's more flashy and obvious with like an ultra shortcut or something, but there's still like a lot of things that you have to know that goes into being a good AD player. I'm a pretty veteran player, I would say, and there's a lot of maneuvers that I can't do. And again, I mean, yeah, you need to be incredibly skilled to be incredibly skilled, of course. But like another thing about AD that I like a lot is the decision-making aspect of like that comes with multiple items in play at one point. It's like you pull a bill in MKW. It's like, do you use it or do you hold it for a little bit? That's what it comes down to. And MK8D, how many coins you have, what item you have behind it, that rules into your decision more. So you have, you know, more you have more potential things that you have to be thinking about, and again, that stuff adds up when you have to be doing it in a lot more situations. So we'll see. I don't think shortcuts are anything that matters.
9999 VR one day. But in Mario Kart 8, there just really isn't that skill ceiling, and part of that's because of the ultra shortcuts, but there's also just all kinds of techniques that are in Mario Kart Wii that just aren't in Mario Kart 8 at all. And this is actually a part where I like Mario Kart 8 more than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because in Mario Kart 8, you have fire hopping, which may not seem like much, you know, but it's really just a nice little thing to add to give people just that little edge who take the time to do it. It's like snaking in Mario Kart DS, you know, like snaking isn't difficult, but it's just that little extra thing that makes it, you know, better in my opinion. And yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe just removed it completely. And I really don't like that about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because
it's interesting to me that we talk about MKW as it's interesting to me that we like talk about MKW and then MK8, but he likes MKW and said earlier, addressed it as his favorite MK game. Now, again, completely valid that's your favorite MK game. Where what makes it weird though is like he suggests that the lack of things that you can do in 8D is why he doesn't like it, and that he likes 8U more because there's like tech like fire hopping in it. Now that's not consistent with the idea of what, because if that was a defining factor in your choice on whether or not 8U or 8D is better, you would think that he would like 8U more than MKW, because to be honest, mastering fire hopping on 48 tracks tends to be a lot more work than just getting down some ultra shortcuts. And yeah, some of these ultra shortcuts are certainly hard. I'll admit it. I still can't do BC3 Ultra or BC, but a lot of players that spend a lot of time on 8U still can't fire hop with precision. So the other thing that is funny to me also is he did talk a lot about like he did talk a lot about 8D removing tech from 8U, and that's why it makes it worse than 8U. But again, this comes with the new generation of players in the MK series, so I'm going to take you all back for a little bit. What's important to think about is that MKW itself was the original poster child of removing advanced technique from an MK game, and that's just fact. Now, before the MKW community really shaped up and took form, the MK community was mainly just a bunch of time trialers that came from MarioKart64.com. Like that's where they came from. And a lot of them see MKW as the first bad MK game. I think that's a terrible take on their part, but that's how they see it. And a lot of it was because, like the people who complain about fire hopping in 8U, take that frustration and multiply it by like 1,000, because they removed snaking from MKDS because people did it online and people couldn't keep up with people who snaked. And snaking was a lot bigger of a deal because, again, more people played MKDS, and also it was a lot more powerful than fire hopping. So when you get around to MKW, it's considered the most casualized MK game of all time, and it's not even particularly close. And we know now that it's a game with incredible precision and timing, and that's why you see these summoning salt videos about the Rainbow Road Ultra and all that kind of stuff, or really just videos about like MKW in general and like all the cool stuff that's in it, because people judged it too early. And I think, again, the same people whose game got judged are doing it to another game. And you have to sit back and remember that MKW was actually the original game that was considered a casual MK game, because it was the first game where you couldn't just abuse advanced techniques to the end of time just to get such an obscene lead that nobody else could even touch you. Because if you just snaked in older games or took advantage of the MTs, like nobody else is touching you whatsoever. But MKW is kind of the game that changed that. So that's why I think it's funny when you have MKW players talking about how 8D has a lack of skill or something, because turning and wheelie or drifting and wheeling is incredibly easy compared to like snaking or boosting in SMK or doing A-Tech and Double Dash. So again, we'll have to see how he continues to elaborate here. But I think there's a legitimate thing to worry about here, because if you're judging a game for not having advanced techniques, I don't think you should be like hyping up MKW as your favorite game as a result. That doesn't seem consistent at all. Yeah, a lot of people don't remember the MKDS to MKW transition, but it was a very tumultuous time period, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I don't think he's old enough either, but it is a little bit ironic, I guess.
Because I thought it was like the one little thing that Mario Kart 8 had.
So it's the one thing that 8 had.
Kind of added a little bit of strategy to it. And like, in Mario Kart Wii,
again,
like,
I don't think that fire hopping is necessarily strategy as much as it is an arbitrary skill floor increaser, I guess.
Like stuff like tricks,
or barrier to
like
entry.
You don't want to be in the air in Mario Kart Wii, so you don't want to trick on.
Matter of fact, I think MK Wii and 8D are perhaps so successful because the barrier to entry is pretty low.
Ramp, and I'm really glad about that, because even though it's better to trick in most places, there are some places where it's better not to trick, which I think is really cool because it adds a little bit of strategy. You kind of have to.
All right, so I think that the whole strategy discourse is a little bit weird here, because again, strategy to me isn't line regurgitation. Like, yeah, we know that it's slower to trick off this ramp, for instance, but I don't think that really matters much. To me, strategy comes in the form of decision making, because that's what changes things up. That's what you have to react to. You're always going to default to the same lines. Like it's kind of like thinking that like memorization in school makes you smarter. A lot of people talk about the school system. They're kind of like, oh, it's teaching our kids to just memorize stuff and they don't actually learn anything. Well, line spamming is like kind of similar in theory. You don't want to teach people to only be able to like know lines and stuff and maneuvers in the optimal setting, because that's not what life is like. Sometimes you get put in a situation where you get wheelie bumped and a fib plops up on your 5 head. But as a result, as a result, you have to learn how to improvise when you get hit or something like that. And learning how to yeah, he hasn't played DEA for sure. It's interesting to me because you really need to. I think the most strategy comes from being uncomfortable and having to realize a risk that's worth taking. And I think the whole idea of risk in general adds more strategy than any sort of like knowing when to trick or when not to trick or when to take an. I guess typically with ultra shortcuts you just want to take them if available, but yeah. That's my take on that.
Realize where you need to trick and where not to trick, because a casual player might just trick everywhere, and then they're going to be losing time on certain parts, like on the mushroom pads, in Mushroom Gorge, or on that.
Yeah, the difference between casual and pro is not something you should really be focusing on. It's really just like, how do you beat other good players, and that's where real strategy comes in, because everybody's going to be taking these same lines.
Ramp on Bowser's Castle, which I'm pretty sure those are about the only places in the whole game that's better not to trick. There might be a couple others.
So we're acknowledging that there's only a few places where you don't want to trick anyway. So it's kind of a non-factor.
It's just about some small little things, that just can get people motivated to like practice the game and get better and outshine everyone else. Yeah, so I think
getting better and outshining people is definitely something that happens in any competitive game. Small things like that are not really going to change the discourse of a metagame whatsoever. Matter of fact, they're so small that I think if like they were in Wii, you'd be completely fine with it. You just want to bring it up for, reasons.
The reason, obviously, for this is something that Mario Kart has always been a victim to, making it accessible for newcomers. You want to make it accessible for newcomers, and I hate the argument kind of like that. They want to make it accessible for newcomers because it just turns off the competitive community completely most of the time.
All right, so we talked about this already, but again, I like 200cc. There's a lot that I don't like about it, but I think it's fun. Interesting. Yeah, I may play some 200 Lounge on these streams in the future. We'll see. Okay, so there's some stuff to unpack here. I think we already talked about this. But he talked about accessibility. Now, if your favorite game is MK8, you cannot say this about 8D whatsoever. Because MK8 100% gave a middle finger to the competitive older game players, they were competitive TTers, by taking away advanced strategy. For the sake of beginners, the people who complained about snaking. So again, this is kind of an awkward thing to criticize 8D for, because it's kind of like a look in the mirror scenario. MK8 and 8D, I think, do so well because they have I think they do so well because like the game is kind of deep actually, but it's also easy to get into, and that's why you see these games, with like 90 teams in WCL, 170 MKU. It's because so many people want to pick it up and play it and realize that there's more to it.
When you look at games like Super Smash Bros. Melee and Mario Kart Wii, they're both still pretty easy for newcomers to pick up. Like Super Smash Bros. Melee, even though it's very competitive, it was still the most popular game on the GameCube. Mario Kart Wii was still an insanely popular game. I played this game when I was like 10 years old, all right, and I was pretty good at it. So for people to say that it's not, it's too hard to pick up, it takes too long to learn. I was playing this game when I was 10 years old. I was fine at it. I was having fun. I was winning races with the Wii wheel, okay? And yeah, Mario Kart Wii did do some things to appeal to newcomers. Obviously, you had the Wii wheel.
We talk about advertising. Who could forget the Wii wheel, though? Steer like you're actually driving and stuff. That's the kind of selling point that you should be worried about, not the inkling being in MK8.
I used the Wii wheel when I was a kid. It's very simple. And that's not bad because you're not taking away anything else from people who are really good and want to get better. Because, the Wii wheel's harder to use. So you can still use your classic controller, your GameCube controller. It doesn't take anything away. You know, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe does have something like that. You have smart steering, you have auto acceleration, which I don't know why anyone would need, but it's there.
He hasn't watched MKS yet, guys.
And it doesn't affect, you know, the higher people who,
Oh,
you
he
know,
definitely hasn't watched MKS yet.
At the game. And it's just ridiculous to me because you could literally just not do anything the whole race. You could literally just have the ridiculous.
Remember, guys, we don't want to spam shocks. We don't want to spam shocks. That may be true, Roberto, actually. We forget as experienced players, but there really aren't many tracks that don't have a strat that's hard to pull off unless you're already decent. Yeah. The pure shocks are. We don't want to have two shocks because that would result in spamming shocks. You want to be able to think about. You want to think about these shocks.
Do anything the whole race. You could literally just have the car drive you itself in Mario Kart 8, which I think is ridiculous.
Look, again, it's accessibility. Smart steering, auto accelerate. This stuff doesn't matter. It's just there for new people, and it was mainly probably just a test for tour.
Oh, but hey, it's there. But yeah, there's just so much restrictiveness in everything in Mario Kart 8. It's just there's really no room for skilled players to shine.
That is just not true, dude. Like, I don't care what the game is. Like, I really don't care what the game is. If it's not a solved game, it is just completely not true that, like, you can't get better or race that. Like, if this guy just saw how many levels there actually is to, like, climbing the lounge ladder and how much better you have to be, yeah, that. I mean, no, we're not going to insult the guy, but like, it is just not true that there's no levels to this stuff whatsoever. It's just not true.
And yeah, you can get good at Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's like, you know, you can pick it up and you're just as good as somebody who's been playing for like 9 years.
Yeah.
But it's just not very, you know, skill-based in general. You can pick it up very quick. Like, I bet I could compete with some of the top Mario Kart 8 players myself. I don't mean to.
If you want to do that, please message me and we'll see how you do in MK8 Lounge. We'll see how you do. You can try your luck. I challenge you to score 30 in a TRS room. I challenge you to score 30 in a TRS room.
Maybe not the top, but I still feel like I could.
I changed my mind. I challenge you to score 30 in a tier A/B room.
Compete in a very high, or let's just say I could compete in a very high VR room online in Mario Kart 8, because even though I don't play the game that much, I do know the basics. I have played it in the past, and it's just so item dependent. And that's another thing. That's another Mario Kart 8 Deluxe thing. It's so item dependent. You can catch up so easily in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with items.
You know, it's really funny that they went in 8U to complaining about not being able to catch up at all, and now like we can't even catch up. It's rough, dude. Our game is very it's item dependent, right? Like, did you forget what franchise we're playing? Like, of course it's item dependent. And again, like I've mentioned, items supplement this game and make it better. It doesn't make it easier. I would say it definitely makes it harder. Yeah, items definitely make it harder to master, if anything. It's the decision-making element. And just to hammer it home, your favorite game is so item dependent that people drive backwards in the standard format. I'm just saying, that's how it is.
Items. Like in Mario Kart Wii, you know, items do play a part in the race, and you can get screwed over by items, but if they play such a smaller part compared to Mario Kart 8, it just depends so much more on items, and that's what I don't think is good about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You know, items should, you know, they should help you in the race, they should play some sort of part, but in Mario Kart 8, it just feels like they matter way too much than in Mario Kart Wii, and I think that's a problem about Mario Kart 8. It just appeals way too much to newcomers. It's way too easy for people who have just been playing to get good, and I think I want skilled players to have their room to shine. You know, even if I'm not good myself, I still love watching higher up play. I think it's just interesting. I think it's cool to see people do all the shortcuts and just things that would be really hard for a casual player to do. And
I promise you that like even without shortcuts, there are things and exchanges that are very hard to do on 8D, like that a casual player could definitely not do. There's a ton of strategy, just little things, as he would put it, that truly do make the game a lot of tough. But yeah, what's up, Luke? How are we doing? We're making fun of MKW today. There's a decent market in doing so, apparently. But it's okay, because if you're an MKW fan, we're going to sell out and play it at some point next week, probably regardless, because I like everybody in the MK scene. You're in. Cool. All right, Smash of SD is delayed for a little bit, but he's online now, so hopefully let's end it soon.
The way they design their games isn't just to appeal to newcomers and shut off the competitive crowd, but I think they purposely want to shut off the competitive crowd. They don't want people to keep playing their games in the future for like years and years to come, because
Melee,
you know, if people are still playing Nintendo's old games over their new games in the future, Nintendo's not going to be making money off that. And if you don't believe me, look at in 2013 when Nintendo tried to cancel the Melee tournament in 2013. I mean, because Nintendo doesn't want people playing Melee because it's not making them any money. They don't care. They don't want people playing their old games because it's not helping them financially. So
this is a crazy opinion, actually. Maybe we'll learn more on MK9, because I feel like after every MK game, after MK Wii, I was just kind of like, they could really make a change that would just make the next game unplayable. And I think they got pretty close with 8U, to be honest. They got pretty close in 8U. But I don't think that they actually. The thing about 8U was it was still completely fine at 6v6. So the thing that you have to wonder about is can they actually make an MK game so terrible that we don't even want a part of it? And we'll have to see. I don't think it's going to happen. But like, if you really think about it, there's nothing stating that it has to be playable. Like, this game, the first month was pretty bad, deluxe. But we'll see. We'll see. It was pretty bad before the balance patches, but we'll see.
So this is why they want to make their new games have less depth, so that people will be more willing to just move on to the future games.
This is a good theory, but I think that there's a misunderstanding in what less depth is. Because, again, having 2 items, I would argue, is like perhaps the best possible thing that could have happened for this, because that alone just increases strategy a ton. It creates decision making that comes up at much quicker rates than in any other MK. So there's that. Yeah, MKT, you could honestly, people play MKT. I'm gonna do a whole different discussion on MKT one day. What it does well, what it does badly. I think a lot of you guys give it way too hard of a time personally. As a competitive game, I've never really dipped my toe in because my phone is not good enough. From what I can, and I don't want to speak ignorantly on it because I don't play it at high enough level. But there is a lot of things that I guess has been a turnoff for me so far. But admittedly, a lot of this has to do with my phone. So maybe if my phone was better one day, maybe I'd consider it. But we'll see. It does a lot of things well, though. And it does help the community out. So be nice to the game and MKT players because, they're on the upswing and they need to... the gacha thing, it can be... I think the thing that a lot of people don't realize about MKT is that like gacha mechanics don't impact its meta whatsoever. Now, I'm not sure if the meta is truly something that's worth exploring, but there's a lot of fun things about the game. I'll just say that in a very impassioned community that's on the upswing and growing. So definitely do your part to try to help them out. And one thing that I'll say right now, actually, one, yeah, I don't know Zeta, but we'll see. The thing that people don't realize that like the MKT community is like actually helping out MKC quite a bit. It's helping us out quite a bit, and honestly, I think if we want, like, we applied for Twitch partner on MKC in the past, and we got denied because of the lack of consistency. And one thing I think that, like, when we do apply again, one thing that I think is actually going to put us over the top is just their willingness to like stream their game and stuff and want to grow in that, because now we have the content of 2 games. And then you can kind of get to partner that way because you have the extra hours and content in that way. So it's worth considering.
Games that they create in the future.
What, bro?
And
MK
just
King.
Move on to the
future
games that they create in the future.
Dude, there's no way this guy
And
is
yeah,
playing.
with that, I
Like,
think that's pretty much
like this guy's net has got to be like under 1 upload, 1 download. It's got to be like 100 ping. There's just been too many crazy things I've never seen
everything I
happening to
wanted
him.
to say about Mario Kart 8. This is a really long video, but I genuinely just wanted to get everything off my chest so people could honestly see that I really have good reason to hate Mario Kart 8. And I know this video isn't gonna like convince any Mario Kart 8 players to convert to Mario Kart Wii. I understand. You know, people have their preferences. You know, maybe if you are more of a casual, you know, the Mario Kart Wii community today is pretty hardcore. Like, most of the people that play are people that have been playing for a long time and that are really serious about the game. Whereas Mario Kart 8, you can find a lot more casual
There was 100 ping.
players. And I could see that,
Why do you
know,
not
if you don't
edit
want
that
such a
out?
competitive environment, you'd probably want to play Mario Kart 8. And yeah, if you prefer Mario Kart 8, you prefer the physics, you prefer all the item chaos, then that's just your opinion, you know? I don't really care. I mean, it's mostly just people, you know, you always tell me, like, that I should like Mario Kart 8 and that I like Mario Kart Wii just because I have some sort of bias against Mario Kart 8. I just wanted to make this video to show that that really wasn't true and I really have good reason.
I'm not sure if I fully believe it, but I do appreciate the dialogue. But we'll get to the final thoughts in just a minute.
And now I really hope people can understand why Mario Kart Wii players stick to Mario Kart Wii and don't really want to play Mario Kart 8. Unfortunately, I do think Mario Karts in the future are going to stick more to the Mario Kart 8 style of things because they don't want, you know, another Mario Kart Wii where there's like ultra shortcuts and all those glitches and stuff that make the game the way it is, because Nintendo doesn't like glitch-filled games. They don't care how fun it is. If it's got glitches, it's got to go.
I'm
most
on
likely
Nintendo's
Mario Kart
side
Wii
here,
players are
but-
going to stick with Mario Kart Wii forever. I can't see a different
And I
Mario
don't
Kart
like
Wii.
saying that. Like that's something that actually just straight up does not. That I don't like agreeing with Nintendo, but I do like MK8 not having glitches.
You know, you can add 500 tracks in the future. That will be exciting, but Mario Kart Wii players are always going to stick with Mario Kart Wii unless they
very well aware.
really change the franchise in a lot of good ways. And I'm not saying like you have to revert everything, but I did make some suggestions in this video that, of course, Nintendo's not going to listen to, but I think it would be really cool, and I think it would at least get Mario Kart Wii players interested if they did.
How's this going to go wrong? He has a
things.
Sherman first.
But who knows? What do I know?
They both fell off, man.
I don't know
How
if
is
there's
this going to go
ever
wrong?
going to be another like new fleshed out Mario Kart game, and we got Mario Kart Tour, we got Mario Kart Live just around the corner, which, you know, are pretty much just spin-off Mario Karts. But
oh man,
yeah, I guess we'll just have to see what happens in the future. That's basically why I hate Mario Kart 8. Those are the answer.
He hates Mario Kart 8, but he said in the first minute of the video, I don't want to answer whether or not I hate it.
Will I ever do an actual Mario Kart 8 video? Maybe. I don't know. Probably at some point in the future. I feel like it's just inevitable at this point, but this is why I stick to Mario Kart Wii. This is why the Mario Kart Wii community, and you know, the Mario Kart Wii community, I'm not saying I'm speaking for the whole community for all these reasons, but I think a lot of people share my general thoughts about this, and that's why I just wanted to make this video to make it clear so you guys know why I don't like this game. But thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I cannot wait to read through the war in the comments. Looking forward
Hopefully
to it.
he watches this video.
And on that note,
even
have
if
a
he's
great
not going to
weekend.
post a response or anything. All right, so I made it through the end of the video. So let's get some final thoughts going, I guess. First of all, let's get the Elgato up again. All right, what we think, guys? What we think? I'm not gonna check the comments. I don't want to go down there. They're probably going to all be brainwashed people who agree with him because he's an MKWE channel. Yeah, I think the guy doesn't do videos anymore. Anyways, I want to point out again. Oh, damn, we got 50 viewers. That's kind of hype. I want to point out, I guess, that yeah, AT is lame. No big shortcut. Yeah, fully agree. Again, this is an opinion. People can have opinions. People should have opinions. That makes the world a lot more fun. What kind of gets at me is the... Thanks, SD. What kind of gets at me, I guess, is the uneducated opinion. Again, misinformation. It wasn't horrible, I think, but the coin comment was definitely really bad. Definitely really bad, considering that's just not a thing that happens. He claimed that's a thing that happens. It's definitely not a thing that happens. But what can we do about that now? the thing is, like, these videos go out to a large amount of people that take them as fact and stuff. Thanks BOQW for the stream host. Yep. So again, a lot of people just have their opinions. They aren't going to change them. But again, I think it's fun to talk about them. Regardless, I don't think that we need to. I don't think. I just want to say nobody should be toxic just for the sake of disagreement or anything like that. So, if I had more on this, but I'm kind of forgetting what I was going to say. But regardless, I think we've spent enough time on this. So, appreciate everybody for tuning in. That was pretty fun. We're going to play a little bit of Smash with SD and a little hangout for a bit if people want to stick by. But that's going to be, and I don't know, even continue discussing the whole MK8D debate, etc. Yep. I don't remember. I was gonna say something else, but I just did not think that was gonna happen. I'm not going to do an open viewer arena. I'm just going to have it with me and SD for now. Just feel like in the mood for playing him. We may do arenas in the future if you all want, but yeah, we'll talk about that in the future, I guess. Yeah, you have valid reasons to hate MKW. You have valid reasons to hate MKD. Preference is pretty much the thing at the end of the day. So again, fun to go over that. This is certainly going to be a YouTube video later on, since a lot of people aren't going to be able to catch this stuff. Also, while everybody is here, I'm going to make a tweet. Okay? So on Monday, I think, since it's the day before E3, I'm going to be streaming because I'm doing Mondays. And for the sake of content, I want to have E3 opinions to go through. So I'm going to have an E3 discussion stream on stream Monday night. Want to hear everybody's wish list / expectations. So feel free to comment about that, and I'll go over it on stream Monday evening. So when that tweet goes live, I'm going to post in the chat. Y'all can post stuff, and then we're just going to do Smash for the remainder of the evening, I think. Yeah. I'm not doing it just so Goman doesn't take over the arena. No, I'm gonna play with SD for a little bit. We may do viewer games in the future and stuff, but I'm just gonna hang out for now. So, all right, tweets out. Didn't think about it much. All right, there's your tweet link. Feel free to respond to it with your E3 hopes and expectations. House is back when I was at school. Not doing it now, so. Yep. I got some likes already. Nice. Again, if you want to follow, feel free to do so. It's always appreciated. Trying to get 500 soonish, but well on our way. I don't know, maybe sub lobbies, but we're not there yet. Glad that more people got online as the stream went, though. That's cool. That's always cool. All right, what's up, SD? You're on the stream now.
Oh, what's up, everybody? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. People should be able to hear you. We're just gonna play and chat, cool. Do some games while people are still hanging out, and then eventually stop, I guess. But yep, I'll let you host if that's fun. I'll just join you.
I'm hosting.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
Just 2-person room and stuff.
How do I host? All right, create arena.
All right, we already got 4 comments. Man. I'm not going to look at them now because I want to be able to respond to them on Monday. But yeah, we'll do that then. Also, I have no idea who this mage character you guys are talking about. You guys must be seeing things. No idea what y'all are talking about. So, SC, why is MKW better than MK8? Let's hear it.
Well, you see, you can do shortcuts.
That is true.
You know,
Maple Tree Way.
And that's like, and it's got Maple Tree Way. I mean, to be honest, do you think I could do big shortcuts like that in Mario Kart 8? Nah,
absolutely not.
There's no clip glitches for there.
Yeah.
I've been out of the game on Mario Kart 8 for so
Remember-
long too. I don't think I have.
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna, dude. I was gonna.
I can't have an opinion on
Dude,
Deluxe. To be
I was,
honest,
I was gonna have you DM me the password, and then I just realized that. Wait a second. I know what to do. All right, DM me the password. Look, it's the City of Tears, everybody. Beautiful.
Hold up. How do I DM?
Discord.
Oh God.
Just
Oh,
do it on
God.
Discord. Hurry.
All right. We got it.
That password's stopping nobody, dude. It's stopping literally nobody.
What do you mean? It's fantastic. It's super secure.
Yeah, super secure arena.
I'm all about security, bro.
All right.
Call me that cybersecurity man.
All right, I just saw an expectation Splatoon 4 on the stream already, or on the tweet. Yeah, that's true. I am crying that MK.
Splatoon 4.
I mean that people are
Nice.
expecting it already, so
I'm weak. You already know, dude.
just announced Splatoon 3. All I'm saying is that Splatoon 4 or Splatoon 3 or Splatoon 2 came out as Metroid Prime 4 is being announced. Dude, you're gonna swap me while I'm still trying to think.
Oh no!
All right.
Did I get footstool?
Excellent start, everybody. We're a good player.
I'm gamer.
All right, so just so everybody knows how this is gonna go, SE's gonna completely ruin my life for a lot of these, and then I'm somehow gonna win a bunch of the games. But it's gonna look a lot worse on my end than his. I'll just say that.
I will always Raptor Boost straight into your shield. Always.
I'm aware. So what was I talking about here? Oh yeah, Splatoon 2 just comes out before Metroid Prime 4, or Metroid Prime 4 is announced, like as Splatoon 2 is coming out, and we got a Splatoon 3 trailer before a Metroid Prime 4 trailer. Just saw you drop that shield.
You already know. I was gonna die, man.
I'll make sure to read the chat in full between games. Take a little bit on that. But yeah, E3 discussion on Monday should be fun. What do you want, SD? Do you care?
I have honestly no idea what's going on in the world of Nintendo.
You're
all I've heard is Switch Pro stuff, and I'm okay with that. You know.
I mean, you're pretty normie, so
Hardware upgrade would be
I don't
nice.
expect you to have like a ton of specific opinions on it or anything at this point. But
I'm just so out of the game
Yeah.
when it comes to like everything.
yeah, I hope that MK9
Mario Kart Wii 2, Maple Treeway, and the new Mario
no,
Kart.
No, hard pass. That's like the worst thing for
No,
our
that's-
community at this point, because then like MKB is
That
like
would
actually
seriously be the worst. It would
MKB is gonna
Mario Kart Wii.
yeah, it would fracture MK Wii, and also then like both communities are gonna want to cover it.
Yeah.
Bad for
I mean,
MKC.
honestly, I'm thinking. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. Maybe F-Zero coming back? Shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or oops, that was supposed to be a runoff fair. Oh god, I may be dead. I'm dead.
Let's
I didn't
go.
realize I didn't have a jump. All of our games take like a minute and a half anyway. Alright, optimal
no.
punish. Optimal
Damn it.
punish. And oh crap, I just did not space that. Oh god, stop it.
I screwed it up. I haven't played in so long. Let's go.
That's why we're not on Ethernet.
Ah!
Oh, that just jumped right into it.
Let's go. Oh, I can never do that.
Oh god.
Oh, the
I
place?
thought I was gonna
Damn
SD for a second. Fire Emblem
No, I'm
remake.
SD.
Fire Emblem remake
You're
would be
HD.
pretty bad for me because I just have. I have no lack of missed Fire Emblem content because I just if I want a new Fire Emblem game, I just need to play any of them.
Dude, that reverse grab great.
Oh god. Damn it, stop. I autopilot to Nair way too much. Oh.
Oh, that was a bad
Caught you
idea.
anyway.
Let's go. Huge play.
Oh god. No, 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 no.
Oh, I'm so sorry, man.
I mean, it happens.
Let's see. What's chat playing? As a Mario Kart Wii player, Mario Kart boards will never be good. What's MKB?
That you're a fucking MK Wii player. Don't know what MKB is. That's the MK Wii competitive community. To be honest,
Okay.
to be honest, if MK Wii 2 is like actually the thing that happens, we're not playing Ido.
I really hope not. Dude, he'd smoke
I'm not
us.
playing Ido on stream,
Wait,
dude.
you could get him in here.
No, that would.
You had to make a
No, we're not
special
doing it.
event
We're
about
not
that.
doing that. He's just gonna make fun of me and beat me with K rule, and I don't want to show
the
that
content. Think of the content,
I don't
bro.
want, dude. That's not gonna be.
If you take one game off of him, you're gonna have the whole Twitch chat going off.
We're gonna have that guy that literally is an Ido stalker on my stream in like 5 minutes. He'll have searched his username on Twitter to see if there's any new Ido content, and he'll click on it and be obsessed with my stream. Bro, you need to stop.
I'm just playing the meta, bro.
Yeah.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. Let's go.
I won't hate the game. Actually, I will hate the game. Oh god. Oh, that DI was horrible. I can't wait for you to SD. Oh god.
Where? When?
It'll
Who?
happen. It's in the name.
No, I got my HD tag on.
You had the stomp if you
All I
wanted
do
it.
is button mash. I'm a Falcon main. Let's go. If I press A enough, I win.
Put myself in an awful spot there. I don't even know what my reasonable expectations for E3 are at this point. I've warned myself. You know, like, to really make yourself happy again, you should be going in with no expectations whatsoever. But I fall victim to this every time. Every time.
I know.
Every time it approaches, like, okay, when's the new MK game coming out? You just keep stupidly thinking that's going to happen, but it's never going to happen. Is the thing. It's unreasonable to expect that'll happen.
Is everybody in agreement that the Switch Pro is gonna like happen, be a thing?
I don't know.
Or is that just
nobody
like, only
actually
a rumor?
knows? They already said that there's no Silk Song. Yo, hold up. I want to see who the follower is. Rose, 25k, thank you. SD kept just fucking me up, but thank you for the follow regardless.
You know me. I can't stop pressing.
You're gonna have to get
A,
used
man.
to it. It's
I'm
the
really
stream content. We're gonna have people following.
I gotta relearn my Switch etiquette, man.
I like
my Twitch etiquette.
just realized I'm still streaming MK8.
Yeah, this
just
is
gonna
great
keep-
Mario Kart 8 gameplay.
You just gotta keep doing this, aren't you? Oh, I thought I
What
had a
happened?
jump still. I was stupid. I definitely did not have a jump. Alright, let's switch our game real quick.
I bet.
Super
Xenoblade Chronicles X port. I've never played Xenoblade.
I finished the
I don't know if
first
Ricky
one.
has any takes
I
on
finished
that.
the first one. It was a very long game. I don't think yeah, the synopsis. New game of GBA BC4. BC4, huh? I'm indifferent. I think it'd be
BC4?
yeah, the one after BC3 that actually exists.
Whoa.
Not in SMK, but in MKSC.
That's a hot take.
All I'm gonna say, guys, is whatever new tracks are like, if we even get the new MK game, whatever tracks you see in the trailer, cherish them while they're new, because if I've learned anything, they will get old. They will get old. You're really going for stream content right now, aren't we?
Oh, you already know, bud.
Oh, I missed that 50-50 hard. I thought you'd try to trick me up. Dang, you actually had enough time.
I just want to break your shield, to be honest. That's all I want. I want to get a shield break.
Airship Fortress is not going to happen. You have MK Tour, Bryce. It's okay. No, I'm gonna save you. Oh, dude,
yeah, you saved me. Let's go.
All right, we're gonna bring this one back. Okay, nice trade. Falcon is so scary every time. Okay, we got back that time.
I did the same exact thing as last time.
Yeah, except I actually made it back to the ledge. Oh, no way. Okay. I don't think I could get out of that one, actually.
Oh, maybe that was true. Let's go!
Maybe I could have. It would have been, like, very weird DI. Airship Fortress is not going to happen. Dude, I want MK...
Oh, why not? I want Airship Fortress.
No, it's not going to happen. It's my second favorite track in the series, but it's not going to happen. I'm just being realistic.
Why? Why not? Tell me. It's been all the way back on the DS, dude. That's
and MK7.
15 years ago.
Yeah, and MK7 and, MK Tour. Well, no, it's actually been 15 years.
What's that?
What came out in 2006? The remaining DS track, Shroom Ridge. That's been 15 years. Which will...
Yeah, that's not a very hype track, though, to be honest.
Shroom Ridge is going to be in the E3 trailer. I'm telling you now. I'm feeling good.
You think it'll be anti-grab, the new Mario Kart?
I think you have to. I don't know how you go back.
Call of Duty does it all the time.
Nice trade.
Oh, nice trade.
We both said it. No way. Yeah, I knew it. Can't fall quick enough. I like how that actually hit you. Dude, there's something else MK related in the chat, I don't remember. Thing about Switch Pro is, like, I don't think it's actually going to happen, but I almost kind of don't want it to happen. The ideal situation is you... Yeah, I just fucking DI'd it that time. The ideal situation...
I think you actually jumped. You probably could have dodged. I dropped
Maybe.
It.
The ideal situation is you get MK9 without a Switch Pro. Because then, like, you already have, like, an install base, pretty much, that already has a Switch. And a large one at that. But I don't actually know if, Oh, God.
I will button mash as hard as I can.
I guess,
We're sweating, man. We start sweating so hard for a sec.
Well, I don't want to die, dude.
I mean, neither. Oh, I saw what you go for.
Later. No way.
Oh, later?
The top platform?
Alligator?
I guess it was later.
Yeah.
See an interesting take in the chat about Vanilla Lake. Will we get into that one?
Ness Vanilla Lake. I haven't seen has a Vanilla Lake come back in a game?
Technically MK Tour, but MK Tour doesn't play by the rules. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SD. Oh!
Oh, what do you mean, uh-oh?
Uh-oh!
I'm just gaming.
I'm
just gaming. What are you doing? Oh, okay.
Can't punish shit in Ultimate.
I'm gonna... I knew it was coming. But I let it happen.
Yep, you let it happen. I mean, that's just Bowser.
I was too busy thinking about Vanilla Lake, man.
Thank you, Christo, for the suggestion. We got one on there.
Dude.
Xenoblade Chronicle Export would
Tour.
actually just not do anything for me, but I wouldn't hate it. Yeah, I'm tired of MK8 tracks also. Nice. Jack the VOD will be on YouTube later, I think. We'll see. Talk about GBA BC4. Very good custom track. I feel like BC4 is kind of bad, but like I feel like it could be good in a remake. You know, like how Royal Race Bay used to be like a 3-minute track, but then like you just play, you go to MK8 and they shaved off a minute. I could see BC4 having that factor.
I can see that too.
GC and
I think I like
BC
it better.
is just not even underrated. It's just like rightfully.
It's
just
perfectly
rightful,
rated. It's just perfectly
It's just
rated. What are you
rightfully
talking
considered
about?
amazing. I thought. Yeah, I thought for a second. I thought
seriously.
for a second that the new BC in the MK8 channel VOD. I actually thought that was like GC and BC at first in the MK8 look, even though it made no sense because we already knew all the retro tracks. Oh, this is dangerous. Ugh. All right, we made it back.
Oh,
all right.
I suck so bad, Lamau. Yeah, that was worth it.
I would just like to have more than one Bowser's Castle again. Like, we actually only got one in this game, which is really rare. And also,
Is there really only one in Deluxe?
I'd prefer to have, like, just 2 3D ones, like in MKW.
Oh, what the heck is this buffer system? I forgot.
Yeah, it's rough.
Lamau? I'm just so lazy my button pushes right now.
Sunset Wilds is hype, dude. I was surprised they put it in Tour. It's just in there. I thought it'd be like the forgotten track. Oh god. Oh god. Alright.
It took you a second. Like, did I just die?
I'm gonna have to 3-stock you now, though. For going for that. Alright, maybe not. Ugh.
Oh, what the fuck? What is going on?
We're doing like that Leon clip on Twitter.
Facts.
Do you remember what I'm talking about? Just the worst ultimate played.
I think so.
Nah, I went for it. I went way too hard for that.
Oh my gosh, you really went for
Yep.
it. Oh gosh.
I had to keep jabbing. Dude, Falcons are crackheads, dude. Just try to take everybody's stock. At 40. Yep. Alright. I'm not letting you come back, though.
My body moved you away.
Oh no, you can't just take... I'm gonna lose, aren't I?
Yeah, I don't need percent. Who's percentage? Not me. Oh, DI! Damn it.
Yeah,
well done.
I actually got you. I actually got you like at the perfect. I guess shield and got you like first frame possible. I think. I was happy that you did it.
So, well played. Well played.
Yep.
I'm excited for the new Bowser Castle. Of whatever game comes
I liked
out.
BC8 a lot when it came. Oh yeah, you got that 2-minute sub on it, didn't you? Back in the day.
That was my shit. That's where Demon Sliding was born.
Was it? That track.
Yeah, that's the track.
Demon Sliding.
Yeah.
That's where it originated.
That track, that time. That's when Jack Cortez tweeted out, Demon Sliding! And then Kotaku's like, whoa, check this out.
Yeah, and then Zap
And I'm like, yo, I just stole this from Zap. I stole this from Doom and Zap, but sure, I'll take the name.
Thanks, Jack.
What a homie.
You remember that World Cup stream? Release the Jack. And he said, alright, I'm released. Shut the fuck up at everybody.
Love him.
Alright, that's a stock.
Classic.
There's too much momentum in our games. I feel like my momentum's always fraudulent, but or just you running into shit, but that's the game sometimes.
I mean, that's what it is. That's. Oh, you thought I was going behind too. I saw that.
Yeah, I did too. Or clearly I did. Okay, got me. I hate you. What are you
what the heck am I doing?
No! No, we're not doing that again. just stop fucking jabbing, please.
Please stop pressing A. I'm weak.
I hope none of my Smash Boys are actually
I read
watching.
that.
I don't think Sky Garden's happening. Oh yeah, dude, If there's a
Oh my god, I forgot about that track. Yo,
dude, it's not gonna happen though. I'm surprised it's not an.
Yeah,
I'm
it is.
surprised it's not an MKT. It's like everybody's favorite GBA track. Well, now that everybody hates Ribbon, that is
Why does everybody hate Ribbon now?
MK8.
Oh, that way.
Yeah, I liked it more because of MK8, if anything. That was a misinput, but we'll take it.
Oh, you want to do that on my track?
Oh, I fucking read
Wait,
you. But
you
I barely
scared me.
missed.
You scared me. I'm shook. I am shook.
I didn't get the linger.
There we go.
Oh god, I just whiffed on my controller and just stopped my momentum
Just
to
my
the left.
presence. Let's go.
All right, this is a 2-stock by SD. I can feel it. I shouldn't have given you an idea. I'm just going way off. I hate it when you try that, dude.
Why? It's fun.
I know, but it's stressful.
Oh, damn it! Oh, I'm
Yeah,
dead.
you deserve it. Better not let this happen. You're trying to get me killed, huh? SD.
Yeah, I
oh
am.
god. You're not gonna win with Falcon Punch. I'm not gonna let it happen. You're going to throw the game.
Oh, you're not?
That lag spike. Damn it, dude! I'm turning it off.
Clip that.
We're not
Clip
clipping that, dude. We're not clipping that. If you did it on the first attempt, we clip it. You tried like 20 times.
Yeah. If you throw it out, it doesn't matter. It's Falcon, bro. You get hit. You get
Yeah.
hit. You clip it. Falcon mains be like,
hate
"Yo, did
SD,
you see
dude.
that? I said
You
B
see this
the
really
whole
good clip?
game. I finally hit it
I totally had him shook with the up B off stage for the 1 millionth time in a row.
I love it.
This is why I choose SD. He gets the fun clips that people make fun of me for. But Falcon's fun to play
Clipped and
against.
chipped. Dude, this matchup's so great.
It's so fun, dude. Dude,
This reminds me of like Smash 4 with Fire when I did a Falcon ZSS. Like that was so great.
you always play NATO. It's got the ZSS.
No, that was
Well, yeah.
Wait, no, that was Ultimate. That was Ultimate. I'm talking Smash 4.
Did you like ZSS more in Smash 4?
Well,
She was like
I don't know,
she was like
actually.
even more busted, I think.
I went for something stupid.
Smash will have matchups like this that is just like it's blissfully fun, and then you're like, oh yeah, I love Smash and stuff, and then oh gosh, that that was a privileged grab, dude.
That was a
Nah, I'm not a melee player, Christo. I'm sure I'd have fun, but I don't think I have enough patience to learn. All right,
Oh no!
I tried to
No!
help. Wink, wink.
I got game.
But yeah, there's some matchups where like, oh yeah, this game's so fun, and then like you just go to a local and just play a plant and a snake, and then just go 0-2, and then you're like, dude, I hate this game.
Plant and a snake.
I hate
I'm
Piranha
so sorry,
Plant,
Rookie.
dude.
Was that your experience? Seriously?
Yeah,
I am so
I think Bowser.
sorry.
I think
That
Bowser
sucks.
actually beats Snake, but I hate playing Snake. I think he's a really boring and lame character, and nobody thinks
I
he
was
is.
so hyped for him
Nobody
just
thinks he
because
is.
He's back from Brawl. It's because he came back from Brawl.
I
Like, that
guess.
was literally it. That's his whole character.
Yeah, I mean, Wolf came back from Brawl too, but he was actually fun to fight.
Ah, damn! I thought I would get to.
Oops, wrong way. I have no execution. that up tilt was like the most casual block. Oh my god, dude! I wasn't even trying to get on the ledge. I was just trying.
What do you mean about casual up tilts? I heard casual up tilt, and I decided to.
Yeah, do it again.
Casual your up tilt.
Uh-oh.
Keep screwed up by short hops.
Don't like this. Nope. We're
Yeah!
gone.
Let's go!
Yo, get bodied, Go Man, by Nightbot. Not allowed to post that.
Get absolutely destroyed for
Dude.
posting a clip from the channel.
I love Nightbot. We're keeping Nightbot, everybody.
Oh my god, please.
Definitely
Oh,
keeping
I was
it.
supposed to be capturing these in 4K, bro. Now let me start capturing these.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sad I was gonna be recording.
Well, you have you have the entire VOD to get them
True.
saved.
I think you need. I made it where Nightbot allows links. I think you should definitely change that because that was a big issue when I started
Yeah.
out last year.
I'll do it later. I think
Poor
I'm too
man.
lazy right now. Just want to play games.
Oh,
Respond to chat.
we're midstream.
Yeah.
Thanks for walking.
Dude,
into
no, it's not that I walked into it. Like, I 100% had a window to just up B you, and I just didn't do it. I'm just gonna start get up attacking you every single time. Can't do it. Nope.
Oh, I wanted to wall jump. Damn it. Let's go, big brain.
Oh my god.
The expert gimp.
Yep. Because you.
How would you like it in hitbox that could drop across halfway across the stage?
I've been conditioned to
The
expect
perfectly
like
gimped.
knee KOs, but then you just get hit by the weak knee. Oh man, how did I not hit you?
Oh, that reverse up air was some of the craziest shit I've ever done in this game. Oh, that was supposed to
I
break
think
it.
that's actually
I'm
the
so
optimal punish. Oh god.
sad. Let's go. Huge call
Yeah,
out.
that was a call out. Falcon, you can do so much damage on Bowser all at once. It's crazy.
I know, it's so much fun.
I feel like neutral's like almost in my favor against him, but save advantage, definitely tough. Just accidentally teabagged for a second. Okay. Oh, missed time. You gotta stop giving me these up Bs though. Oh, that hit. What?
Short hop. Damn it.
Amazing. I was like, you know what? Wouldn't it be crazy if I just recovered normally? SD, don't throw away the game. The stream wants to see you win.
No, I want to. No, it doesn't. Why would they want to see me win? You're the streamer.
Dude, everybody likes it when Rookie loses. That's what created the Cheeseland content, for instance.
Oh,
Don't land
really?
on it. Okay.
Don't land on it. Don't lose. Whose team are you on, rookie?
Okay. If you're just gonna sit there all
the
day.
call out. I thought we were. Remember Smash 4 neutral? When we just spend hours in neutral.
No, because I was too impatient. Oh my god. Oh no.
Yeah, what a like blue balled ending, dude. Oh.
Smash tournament possibility, maybe. I'll have to tell NATO because we used to have an MKC Smash server. Oh, we still do. It's just we don't do anything in there anymore. I don't like Smash enough. It just like made me. It just made me a. It just made me not want to play as much as I or otherwise would. I guess I can't explain it. I think part of it was just like losing interest when I didn't have like locals to go to and stuff. I don't know. I think I'm kind of done with Smash as like a serious game. I just play when I feel like it.
I agree.
That's why I played Bowser to begin with, just so I don't have to really practice at all.
You had the foresight. You had the vision.
Yeah. Bowser players are...
Rookie, more like Raven.
Bowsers are truly the most intelligent players in the Smash scene, because they don't actually have to practice. You can put in like half the effort. And then...
Ooh, home run contest is fun.
Oh god. No!
Thanks for the save.
3.7. Yikes.
I will keep jumping straight back into you. Oh, nice read.
Wasn't a
I
read,
did
that was
not
just a
do that.
punish. I'll hit a down smash today at some point.
Oh, I wanted it. How do you improve a Maple Treeway? Race Totem's Ghost.
Totem's ghost, not yours?
No, my ghosts suck, dude.
Okay.
You should definitely race Totems. Because my ghosts are just do a bunch of crazy shit. He's actually like a consistent driver, and you can actually learn from racing him. That's literally
This is
how I
literally
did
your
it.
Falcon also. You just don't learn from this Falcon. I just do a bunch of crazy
Nope.
shit.
If you spam A hard enough, you win. That's what I learned in Smash. Ah,
The
damn
wobble
it.
setup.
Nice. Well, really well played. Really well played.
Okay, that fire's doing nothing.
Nope. Ah.
See, I'm
I
always
was like, I
looking
thought I was
for it.
close
If you
enough.
like, you would be so accurate at this shit if like you just did it like occasionally. Whatever, dude. I don't even give a
Oh,
shit.
wait,
I don't
wait,
even care.
flip
I don't
it?
even care.
Flip it?
I wasn't even moving,
Flip it.
dude. I was like more.
Flip it.
I was more focused on talking about your Falcon than like actually winning that game. I don't care. I could have just ran away and just didn't.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, honestly, I tried to have that, like, calculated, being serious, like, actually trying approach on this game. But then I realized I'm playing it online. I don't care. Ultimate Online's just not there. I need to do that mod or whatever that it's like net play, but for Ultimate. You know what I mean? What's that called?
Oh no,
To like it basically makes it where there's rollback and it's not laggy.
bro. I think you need to just go to a damn local again.
I ain't got time anymore.
You
I
can
was gonna
find-
go
you
to
can
the
find
Splash
one
and
or something.
I was gonna do Smash and Splash, but it's literally in the middle of one of my rotations. So.
Yeah. Are you talking about Riptide?
Yeah, Riptide. Sorry.
Soldier and I gonna hang out. Or Riptide. That'll be fun.
That should be fun.
Hey, there's always next year.
Yeah, I'll probably be able to next year.
Yeah.
I'll, like,
Just
be a
be
working man.
like, hey, this is my vacation. Vacation time. Drive over to fucking
Yeah,
Ohio.
exactly.
Still kind of a long drive for you, I think, since you're more of a St. Louis area than Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, what is it like Columbus, or is it more
It-
like your
it's probably
Cedar Point up there?
It's closer to Cedar Point. Very close to Cedar Point, I think. Have you ever been to Cedar Point?
Yeah, I went.
Really?
Not
It was
last
awful
year.
DI too, but I was super dead. in it.
2019 is when I went with my girlfriend
Yeah.
for the first time. It was amazing. Like, honestly, it's one of the greatest experiences there is. If you like roller coasters, make it to Cedar Point. Otherwise, you're a fake.
I remember Katie used to
Just
go
kidding.
there
It's
a bit.
expensive as shit. I get it. Yeah.
Oh, that's scary. It's been so long since I've actually been to amusement park or something. I always had to go to Kings Island in Ohio. But that, I don't think that's even...
Heard good things about them.
It's not, like, nationally known, I think, but... That was where I was
Oh, I
always...
know about it.
Bruh. Oh, man.
Wow.
I was like, maybe we'll jump up here.
I'm like, is he reading chat? Do I do something? It's Yuzu,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what it is. Yeah, that sounds right.
I gotta keep in mind that if I stop, you're gonna assume that I'm reading chat. Can't do meta plays.
No, you can. That's like part of it.
Nah, not when there's a chat.
Nah, you're allowed, I think. Nice. Ah, I was literally just about to jump up and knee you, bro. Ready for this?
No, you
I'm about to press A so fast, bro.
you have to do the sit on platform and do a heavy breath. Yep. You have to do the heavy breath for like 5 seconds and to immediately get bodied. That's like always the funniest clips. Where like
I need to
you
taunt.
collect yourself and think about it. And then just
then immediately get
immediately get bodied the second you choose to
I
do
love those.
anything.
I love
I'm gonna
those.
turn the bitrate down a little because I think I'm struggling to keep up with it at the moment. Some drop frames and stuff.
Whoa, bro. LFG.
Think I'm gonna call it in about 13 minutes or so. End at 10:45 since I started a little bit early tonight. Called out the
Bet.
stream. So, you know, the numbers are still doing better than normal with Smash, but it may be not the preferred community topic or community content. But since you're on, I was like, that sounds fun. Let's play tonight. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll host viewer games ever, but we'll see. Viewer games may be more
We could
fun
totally do
because
sub battles.
if I'm not playing with everybody, then get more engagement with the chat.
I mean, sub battles are the best because people wait around and chat.
Yeah, but I'm not a Smash streamer at the end of the day. I'm an MK streamer.
Yeah, that's true. I air dodged
Dude,
into it. I'm weak.
I don't know if I mentioned it. Like, if MK9 is a thing at E3, like half the reason like it's good for me like isn't even just like having a new game. Wow, good recovery. Holy shit. Half the reason isn't even just like the fact of the new game, it's just like the content that can be created when there's a new game, before, leading up to, and after the game. It's just like
Right.
limitless almost. He's gonna talk about everything you see.
Everything is content, bro. Oh, you read that?
Yeah. I was
You
like,
sneaky
I was just
dog.
like, yo, let's go up and try to catch a landing. No harm in trying. Yeah, I need to like realize I can't like scratch my head or anything. You're just gonna raptor boost if I do that.
Yes, sir. You already know who you're playing against, right?
Yep. Oh, thank God you missed
Damn,
that
I
knee. That was
fucked it up.
entirely on you. Damn it, SD. Come on, dude.
I wanted it.
I know you want it, but it's not worth it. Oh, God.
Oh, how'd that miss? I'm so sad.
I think you had the call out again.
There we go.
You fought.
Pog.
No! Stop.
Pog. Oh, come on. Thank you for not being mean.
No, I
bro.
tried to be mean. You just DI'd.
Oh, I did. You could do that. I didn't know I had that much power.
You can totally control. It's like, oh yeah, the Mewtwo King quote. It's tug of war.
That's a great quote.
Yeah. All right, we're not letting the 0 to death happen. We may be letting the 0 to death happen. I can't believe that didn't hit you.
I went too greedy.
The fire breath was a bait almost or something.
I'm dead? No, I'm God. You called me out.
I chose all the right options at the very end. I thought that dude, the roll F tilt is like the dumbest thing. That's what I'll do with Mewtwo online. That's how you get stocks from people half the time out of disadvantage. Is roll F tilt. They're just gone.
True. See you, Radium.
Later, Rady. We'll see you the next stream. I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything this weekend, but we'll see. Casting may actually be possible at some point, but I don't know for certain.
Totally up to you.
Yep. I think I'll play 2 more games and end the stream.
Works for me.
So you better not SD.
I don't know what games we're at.
Better not SD at the very end or something, because I very much want to end it and just chill for the rest of the evening. Also, don't want to go to bed too late tonight. No way, dude. I missed the ledge so hard.
I know.
At the worst possible time. Good thing this isn't the last game. I wanted to down B you. I mean, you need to be like ready for get up attack at ledge more. It'd be so hard to get off. But like you usually let me get away with it. Oh no. What? What?
Gamer! Gamer! Yo!
This is the 3 stock. Never mind.
No. I
reverse jinxed it so hard. Let's go.
Playing a Falcon sucks. All he does is up air.
All right, one more. I just gave up on that one. I didn't want to see me sadly miss the ledge when recovering.
That's fair. That's fair. Home run contest. I've been kind of thinking about that. Have you seen those videos of these people playing? It's nuts.
Some of them.
They use pause buffer.
Some of them are insane.
You know. Yeah, that pause buffer technique is nuts.
All right. Last game.
You ready?
Last game, no matter what.
You don't want this smoke. You don't want
there's no
this heat.
backsies. This is the last game. No matter what. All right. This is it. Got it.
Let's go.
All right, make the most of it.
Look at that perfect trade.
Yup. Uh-oh. The precision recovery.
Uh-oh. Oh, I thought you weren't going to hit me.
No, I teched! No! Come on, I'm mad.
I was an untechable. I saw the
Really?
colors.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I thought for
your
sure.
DI must have been like in or out or something. Up.
Now you fawn. You super fawn. Alright, thank you for jumping.
Oh yeah, I'm dead.
Damn
Let's
it, dude.
go.
Oh, what?
You're welcome.
No, dude, it's the last game, dude.
I was actually trying to charge it. I fucked up, if I'm being honest.
Now I have to break your shield and mess up. I don't think I looked away. What the fuck? Oh yeah, I still have to hit that down smash. Yay!
Oh damn. Is that your first down smash you've
Pretty
hit?
sure.
Nice, well played.
I knew it, but I did not have the punish ready.
Oh.
Oh dang it, I wanted the even clean slate for the last stock. Now I have to work. Alright. It's good enough. Alright.
I got 42, the meaning of life, baby.
Last stock. If I had the grab follow up. Uh-oh. Oh, that's kind of lucky. Trajectory. Uh-oh. Oops. Another failed fire breath attempt. Oh my god. I think going high there was still the play. I don't even care. Going high there was the play. Uh-oh. Oh my god, stop. Oh god. No!
Yo!
I let go of shield too early.
I'm just like, let me just start charging my smash attack.
That's typically how you kill.
It's such a toxic gameplay. It's such a toxic gameplay.
Whatever. Alright.
GG's, well played.
Yeah, GG's. That was fun. We're gonna end the stream for the night. Thanks to everybody who came out and listened to my my speech on the other video and stuff. It was fun. Alright. See y'all later. Think we're gonna be back Monday. Thank you for watching, everybody. And see y'all later.
Adios, everybody. Bye-bye.